Back live at Robbie Stadium, where the 2024 edition of the Warriors are making their way out of their locker room directly opposite of us. We'll get the introductions and the coin toss, all the pregame festivities, or as we like to call it, the pomp and the pageantry here in just a couple of moments.
Fans, turn your attention to the tunnel.
It'll be the defense that is announced. And we'll turn it over to PA man Brian Volkman for today's starting defense.
Starting off, defensive line, a graduate from Brown Deer, Wisconsin, number 91, Alan Torres. Defensive lineman, a graduate from St. Francis, Wisconsin, number 97, Kyle outside linebacker, junior from Pensacola, Florida, number 17, Damian Towns. An outside linebacker, junior from Merritt Island, Florida, number 10, Nathan Beavers. Outside linebacker, junior from Merritt Island, Florida, number 9, Wilson Edwards. An inside linebacker, senior from New Orleans, Louisiana, number 11, Stefan Goodwin. A D-back, senior from Chicago, number 3, Brandon Anderson. A D-back, junior from San Marcos, Texas, number 26, Lee Gordon. A D-back, senior from Chino, California, number 21, Burton. Quarterback, a senior from Royce City, Texas, number 1, Damian Allen. And a cornerback, a sophomore from Houston, Texas, number 2, Bryson Nantenda. Led by fifth-year head coach Eric Trusty, please welcome onto Robbie Stadium the rest of your 2024 Warriors.
So there you have it. The Warrior defense is announced here to the Robbie Stadium crowd. This defense, which allowed 21 points to Lake Forest last Saturday. But by the time that fourth quarter rolled around, you'd be hard-pressed to say that some of them weren't a little gassed. 386 yards is what the Foresters racked up against the Warriors defense. 257 through the air, 129 on the ground. And in a day and in a temperature and a sun setting like this, very well might be one of those days where the best defense will be some prolonged offensive drives, let those guys get rehydrated and avoid some of the cramping issues that cropped up last week.
No doubt. That's going to make a big difference. If an offensive team can get on some ball control drives, and we'll see how that goes, because we like to throw the ball and I think are capable of hitting in a quick hurry. But if they can go on that, that's going to give our defense some break, and it will pay off as the game wears along. There's no doubt.
They are also celebrating, in addition to being the home opener, 25th anniversary season. It is First Responders Day here at Robbie Stadium, and some true heroes will be joining the Warriors for the coin toss in a couple of moments, and members of local fire departments and police departments, the EMTs, and as I said, heroes is the best word to describe it, are here with us, and so happy that that is the case. We'll have our national anthem and our pregame prayer here momentarily, and as is tradition, we love to carry that for all of you watching as well. We welcome those of you watching us, obviously, on WLCsports.com. Dennis Miller to my left. I am Scott Warris. We have a sideline reporter. There's a rumor that Wayne Chevy is out there somewhere, and we'll hear from Rev over the course of this day.
Look for the guy with the bald head. And I can get by with saying that because I struggle a little bit with follicles as well.
No, he's got a hat just like you.
Yeah, just like me.
He's got to protect it on a sunny day like this. Absolutely. No, for sure. Did you get a little again, I use the term nervous. That's not the term I want to use, but little butterflies.
Oh, yeah.
Anxious,
oh, yeah.
Right?
Always butterflies. To be honest with you, I always appreciated this a lot, but it was like, okay, come on, let's get this thing rolling, because then you felt better once you were into the game.
Heavenly Father, you proved your love for us by sending Jesus to take away all our sins, and on top of that, you've given us a great day to enjoy some football. Help us show our thanks by playing hard, showing love, and loving each other. Win or lose, keep us safe, humble, and always trusting in you. In the name of Jesus, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, for all who are able, please rise and kindly remove your hats. Direct your attention to the American flag as we honor America and those who defend our freedom both at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem. Certified athletic trainer today is Andre Daniel. Team
All right, we
Dr.
inch closer to kickoff. Next up on the pregame protocol is the coin toss. Heath Powell will be our referee assigned to this one. And we'll hear from Heath throughout the course of the afternoon. Hopefully not too much, and he shouldn't take that personally. Warriors at 0-1, Buena Vista at 0-1. Wisconsin Lutheran, year number 25 for this program.
Heath has been around a long time. I officiated a number of my games over the years, and I always appreciated how he worked. Now it's early in the game, so we'll see what happens.
Game hasn't even started yet.
No.
Captains are going to make their way out near midfield for the Warriors. It's the usual four this year, and that includes Savon Goodwin. It includes a lineman who's good to be back, by the way. Eric Rodriguez got knocked out of the game last week against Lake Forest. He's been cleared to come back here today. Bryce Barbian, the quarterback. Brandon Ansick, the D-back. Those are the four captains, every case. Colin Amack, a captain for this week.
He had an outstanding game last week as player of the week, and as selection is honored in this way.
Tails. Our honorary captain, Hedges, will be flipping the coin toss today. Buena Vista, what are you going to call? Heads is the call. ahead. You won the toss. Buena Vista won the toss. Coach Green from the north end. Come together now and have a great game.
Well, there you have it. We are just
Today's
about
coin toss
set
sponsored by
for football. Warriors and Beavers. And we'll get it going in just a couple of moments. We'll take a break, and then we'll have the kickoff of the 2024 home opener. Almost said season opener. Home opener for the Warriors. Back in a moment. You're watching Warriors.
Imagine yourself here. Imagine making a meaningful difference as a bold Christian leader. Imagine finding yourself and your purpose here, where professors know your name and care about how you're doing. Close to the downtown and the energy of a major city, in a quiet and safe neighborhood. Imagine your greatest adventure starting here at Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Number 34.
Just about set for kickoff. Let's check in with the third member of our crew. It's Wayne Chevy. Rev, go ahead.
Scott and Coach, good to be with you today. The crowd is electric. The teams are ready to play. Down here on the field before the game, a lot of excitement in the air as the Warriors get this home opener. Last week was a disappointment, but we know they're ready to play. Here's the kickoff.
And it's a short kick going to be taken by one of the up men out across the 30.
Oh, great coverage.
Before he's roped down out near the 35-yard line. So we will see the Beavers offense for the first time here to start this day. Again, they had an early touchdown in week 1 against Benedictine at home in that first quarter, but the 7 points they scored in the opening frame would be their only offense, as they are led by senior quarterback Zach Herrera. Herrera out of Queen Creek, Arizona. And between a senior at quarterback and the talented running back in Iman Alaniz, they may be rebuilding, but a senior quarterback and a weapon like that can do some damage.
You bet. And it'll be interesting to see how they decide to be as a personality, if they're going to be a run team or try to throw it.
And, we have a flag 3 seconds deep into this one.
Prior to the snap, delay games, offense, number 6.
You know, it felt like they were on the sidelines quite a while there. Now, they're a team that huddles, and you don't often see that anymore in college football, so that'll be an interesting additional dynamic to pay attention to.
So they'll back it up 5, just inside the 30-yard line. Again, this Warrior defense was good last Saturday. 21-7, Lake Forest knocked them off. Single wides each way. Again for Herrera. The senior waits for the opening snap of this one from the line of scrimmage. And he'll fake the handoff. Roll to his right, throw on the run in traffic, and that one is caught out near the 40-yard line. Ansick on the hit. The catch, impressively so, made by Gavin Honkamp, one of the big tight ends, and I know you love a big targeted tight end.
You really
Coach.
do. I love him. Build an offense around him. He did a nice job on the play fake there. Was able to get outside and have a little time to throw. We're going to have to pay attention to that as the game rolls along.
So a gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6 from the 39-yard line for the Beavers. They work left to right, as you see it, obviously. That is north to south here at Robbie Stadium. Alaniz, first carry of the day, minimal gain out across the 40, maybe a pickup of 2. And again, he averaged over 160 all-purpose yards per game last season. And one of the 2 defensive linemen up front, Kyle Kubacki, who I know they're so happy to have back, made the hit.
He is such a quick kid to deal with. I suspect that's going to be an issue for them all game long for Buena Vista.
Again, it's Tavares, number 91, and Kubacki, number 97. That is the 2-man front. Very unique alignment. Third and 4. And Herrera to throw. And he looks left, and he's got his man. That's Blaine Peebles, and he's got enough for a first down. So the Beavers move the chains, and Savon Goodwin, one of the top tacklers in this conference, made the hit right there.
Yeah, he just went out and did a little sit route, and I think the quarterback looked like he was reading outside the inside, and the inside was open and popped it and ended up with a first down.
Goodwin, second team all NAC a season ago. Honorable mention year before that. He's a senior now out of New Orleans. So 1st and 10 for Buena Vista. Just underway here at Robbie Stadium.
Tight trips over on this side. We'll see what they do with that.
Herrera from the shotgun. Blitz is on. He gets away from one Warrior. A second Warrior as well. Now throws along the sidelines. And again, he was looking for that tight end. That was Gavin Honkamp, but the Warriors got to him and rattled him a little bit. The pressure was there.
Really nice pressure. And last week we had a little bit of trouble with the under route, like the number 2 receiver ran on that one. So it was nice to see us cause some problems with that route early in the game.
Even a senior quarterback can get rattled if you get in his face.
You bet.
So it's 2nd and 10.
Nice pressure.
From the 46. Buena Vista in the whites. Clock snapped at 4. Again, the handoff to Alanese, straight ahead, probing his way for a minimal gain.
Doing a nice job with him. He's a big back. I mean, you read it on paper, 6 foot 210, but boy, he looks bigger than that from the press box, actually.
Nevad on the hit for the Warriors. So it's 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 8. And these are the situations that the Warrior defense is looking to lock down.
Yep.
This is the down and distance that they want, certainly. And this is a situation where they want to get off the field. 3rd and 8 from the 48-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and Herrera. Blitz picked up, flushed, chased, still on his feet. Not going to get near
Great
midfield,
job.
let alone the first down marker.
Great job.
For the Warriors, that was Mitchell Smarzinski. Finally roped him down. No gain, if any. And indeed, the Warrior defense holds, and Buena Vista will be forced to punt.
Mitchell did just an outstanding job reacting to the fact that he was going to run,
Number 11,
got
Matthew
himself out of
Beissinger.
coverage, and came out and made just a great open field tackle.
For the Warriors, number 21, Connor Martin.
So Martin is back.
Morris told me to wear.
Martin is back for the Warriors inside the 15, and the punt is away from Matthew Beiswanger, and Martin going to
great
pick it
job
up on the
fielding it.
bounce at the 20. Straight ahead, and he's pushed out across the 25 near the 26-yard line. And this is where we will see the Warriors offense for the first time for junior quarterback Bryce Barbian, 2nd year in the system. Bryce started 9 games a season ago. He and his head coach and offensive play caller Eric Trusky have really been able to utilize a 2nd year and a full off season of getting on the same page, all that good stuff. And they got speed at the wideout spots. We'll talk about that all day.
You bet that we will.
Inside handoff. And this is squirting his way up ahead. Ankle tackle just shy of the 35-yard line.
Liam with his first carry and really did a nice job of moving around.
Very high on him. He's a freshman out of Fox Valley Lutheran in Appleton. Gain of 8.
Great, man. As a play caller, 2nd and short is where you want to be.
3 wide receivers all to the left. And Bryce. Toss it that way. Gordon in space. And a first down. Jamil Gordon, his first catch.
Nice little step back screen. And Jamil's a kid that, honestly, if you give him a crack, it could be 6.
And if you think he's fast, just wait till they get it in the hands of Emmett Hawkins.
Yeah.
1st and 10.
And he's a single receiver over here, which is pretty exciting, too.
Higis again.
Really a nice job handling the interior of BV very well.
6 on that carry. And he makes it 2nd down and 4 here. And again, the Warriors, they run that tempo. You're not going to see much huddling out of the green offense today. Higis off to the right of Bryce, and they'll give it to the freshman again. And this time he's ankle tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Alonzo Davis got him by the shoestrings and dropped him at the 50-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Had a little penetration there, and I think that kind of messed up the timing of all of the following blocks.
So an opportunity here for the Warriors. First 3rd down opportunity in the early going, and the Beavers jumped. They got back. Officials didn't throw flags. The clock continues to roll. 12 on the play clock. Plenty of time to look back. Kresge signals in from the sidelines at the bottom of your screen, and Barbian to throw on 3rd and 4, and it's in and out of the hands at the 40-yard line. In and out of the hands of Emmett Hawkins. That would have been enough certainly for a 1st down. 4th down now from midfield. Looks like the Warriors will go for it.
Yeah, it looks like they will. And Eric, during his career, has always been very aggressive on 4th down. So this is not a surprise at all. Nor is it. Looks like he's going to quick kick this. He stepped back a little bit, it looks like.
You nailed it, Coach. Bryce Barbian. Nobody back. This will hit at the 15. Roll parallel to the 12 and be dead right there.
Good job on that. I mean, they had nobody back, so it was just a matter of getting it beyond the line of scrimmage and let it roll.
So it's a scoreless game with 8:44 to go in this opening quarter. This will be the 2nd possession for Buena Vista. Warriors did a nice job on the opening defensive stand to force a punt. And now the Beavers will start from inside their 15. The 12 to be exact.
What a great way to start with shifting field position to all of a sudden get them back to the 12-yard line. Can be a little bit more aggressive defensively right now. So they've got a little trips action going as well.
Herrera looks it over. Turn and the handoff. And
Nice
Alanis goes nowhere thanks to Tavares.
Nice job on that.
It's interesting, you know, Eloise has been such a versatile weapon for them historically, but through a game plus, he's been primarily now used in the running back position. It's not foreign concept, certainly, to put him out, and he was their leading receiver a season ago as well.
Yeah, he's a versatile kid, and it makes it hard defensively because you're not sure where he's going to line up.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Beavers from their own 12. Alanis hit in the backfield and ripped and roped down by Nathan Nevad. Contact behind the line of scrimmage, and he actually lost a yard or so.
So it appears that they definitely are trying to establish the run, because that was most people would say was probably a throw down in that part of the field, but they're still trying to push it in there, and that must be their bread and butter.
Again, Tavares and Kubaki, the linemen up front, and then the talented linebacking core right behind them. So quick, so fast. Alanis is split out. Penalty flag flies.
Did he even snap the ball? I don't think he even snapped the ball. 21 people moved.
Except everybody moved except the most important person. 2nd penalty here in the early going against Buena Vista. Incidentally, the Beavers were one of the least penalized teams in the nation a season ago. They had the 13th fewest penalties per game and in totality among all Division III.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Which says something with first-year head coach, new system, a lot of new guys.
Yep, that's a disciplined program.
So it is 3rd and very long, 3rd and 16 here for Buena Vista. We approach 7 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter. 4 wide receivers, 2 each way. Herrera claps his hands, and now he's going to keep it himself, and he'll be ripped down at the 5.
Great.
It was Kubaki. Such a sure tackler as well, and a negative series for Buena Vista, and that means it'll be their 2nd punt of the opening frame.
We're in 4-down territory, likely, when we get the ball.
Connor Martin is on the Beavers' 45-yard line, awaiting the punt here from Matthew Beiswinger. At the back of his end zone, he gets it away. Martin going to catch it at the 36, straight ahead, and
Nice
this
job.
drive will
Really
begin inside the 30-yard line for the Warriors.
Both of those punt returns he has just done a great job at making sure he got his hands on the ball. The first one he saved many yards by catching it on the hop, and this one he came up really well to field the punt.
Warriors punted on their first series. Barbian did it from midfield. This drive begins much more advantageously than the last one, certainly on the 28 of the Beavers. Warriors looking to strike first. Hygis probing and tripped up at the 25-yard line for a short gain. He's got some shiftiness, too. First time I've had a chance to lay eyes on him in a game.
Yep, and last week he didn't have as much opportunity to really do some of those things. He looks pretty exciting right now.
Reynolds on the stop for Buena Vista. 2nd down and 7. And again, they get to the line early without the aid of a huddle, which allows them to look back. Tresky along the sidelines and get the play call in. Now Hawkins in motion, and Barbian to throw with time. Going end zone, diving attempt, and it's incomplete near the goal line. Looking for Jamil Gordon that time. The Allnack honorable mention candidate a season ago.
I think Jamil would love to have that opportunity again. That was, he had to really stretch for it, but that was a nice play. Just didn't turn into 6 points.
Tight end Matt Korb, number 88, is at the top of your screen. He's split out wide to the right. Take the handoff. Another shot down the sidelines. This is Emmett Hawkins, and it's out of bounds. David Green on the coverage for Buena Vista.
That was actually pretty good coverage. That ball really had to be high and outside to make it a good catch opportunity.
Well, it is 4th down and 7 now. From the 25, we'll call it the 26-yard line or so. They bring the tight end Korb tight to the line for extra protection. Hygis to the left of Bryce, and Barbian to throw. 4th and 7, looks right, has a man.
Nice.
It's a first down inside the red zone and down to the 15-yard line. That's a pickup of 11 yards.
Very nice.
Drew Mears, his first target, his first catch. Weiswinger made the stop. The punter made the stop there. He plays in the defensive backfield for the Beavers as well, and the Warriors convert on 3rd and longish.
New set of downs on the 15, 16.
Little toss here to the near side. That's just trying to get the ball in the hands of your speedsters in space. Sometimes it won't work, but many times it will, and Gordon was the carrier there. Austin Smith made sure it didn't.
And I think it's so good early on now that he's forcing them to defend the perimeter relative to the run game, because, again, that's going to open up things in the middle if you're forcing them to be concerned about outside.
2nd down and 8. And again, they look back. Hygis has moved to the right of Barbian this time. And they'll fake the handoff, and Bryce, all kinds of time for the junior to the end zone, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Mears again, and a great job of...
Boy, no kidding.
That was Cameron Klein, number 30, the sophomore from Woodbine, Iowa. It looked like that was a touchdown until the last second.
Every part of that play was good. Offensively, we did a nice job. We ran a good route. The ball was perfectly thrown, and the defender was there to knock it away right at the last second. That was just a good football play.
So it's 3rd down and 8. Warriors converted a 4th and 7 a couple of moments ago, trying to avoid a similar situation here. 3rd and 8 from the 14. Bryce to throw, and it's wide of the mark. That time, Emmett Hawkins got caught up in traffic with Evan Rayford.
Yeah, I think they were a little maybe not communicating well on that particular play. I think Bryce maybe thought he was going to cut inside the defender, and maybe he just couldn't get in there. But field goal try, and I was watching, during pregame, and clearly this is within Ortega's range.
But a 31-yarder here for Onufo Ortega. To give the Warriors the first points. And Arnulfo Ortega is good from 31. So the Warriors take a lead. 3-0 over Buena Vista, under 4 to go in the opening quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Warriors football.
Imagine yourself here. Imagine making a meaningful difference as a bold Christian leader. Imagine finding yourself and your purpose here, where professors know your name and care about how you're doing. Close to the downtown and the energy of a major city.
So the Warriors have a 3-0 lead over Buena Vista. Let's check in with Wayne Chevy.
Defensive line for Lake Forest. This time we've held up. Got a couple of freshmen out there, a sophomore and 2 seniors. Fortunately, Ricky Rodriguez able to come back. Was dinged up in that game, but he's back, and that's going to help the Warriors today.
Peoples on the return, angling left,
hard to see the light,
breaking tackles. He's out across the 30, 35, and a nice return for Peebles out near the 40-yard line. Let's go back to what Wayne was talking about, a healthy offensive line.
Yep.
It was something that Bryce Barbian didn't have early last year, and I think it may have stunted some growth. As good as he was,
Yep.
Coach, they're healthy, and that means a world of difference.
It does, and that O-line looked very good on that last series, just very good. There was no pressure on Bryce the entire time.
Eric Rodriguez, that left guard for the Warriors, got knocked out last week at Lake Forest. Wasn't sure if he'd be able to go, but he passed all the protocols, and he's been cleared. Third possession for Buena Vista here on this sunny Saturday with under 4 to go in the opening quarter, and Herrera.
Nice job keeping him in the pocket.
Nothing right, goes left, and he has his man. That's Trey Fisher, the junior from Farmanville, Iowa, out across the 45 near the 46-yard line before Xavion Allen, the defensive back, talented secondary member for the Warriors, made the hit.
And lace and hand work won't get acknowledged with the tackle or anything else there, but his pursuit upfield and then to the outside kept the quarterback in, forced that throw earlier than he wanted to throw it.
2nd down and 5. From the 46. Buena Vista has yet to cross midfield in this opening quarter. Zach Herrera steps up in pressure, and he throws to Peebles, who dropped it. That would have put them in Warrior territory at the 45 of Wisconsin Lutheran, but it's in and out of the hands of the junior.
Herrera's a nice player. I mean, you know, on that particular one, trying to get outside, contained, steps inside, and moving forward, throws a dart. I mean, the ball was right where he wanted it.
And his ability to step up, too, in pressure and just kind of
that's
glide.
showing up already, yeah.
So 3rd and 5, Warriors looking for another stop. From the edge, the pressure, toss out of the backfield. Alanese spun away from one tackler, not the second. Maybe a gain of a yard and a half. Alan Tavares, that defensive lineman, showing good speed to the edge to pull down the ball carrier, Iman Alanese. It's 4th down, and on comes the punting unit again for the Beavers.
Yeah, that was, again, another really quality series. And what's been fun to watch so far is Coach Donovan has probably sent 4 or 5 different combination of stunts already, which means they're wondering where are the people coming from.
Martin is back. Beiswinger the kick, and Martin's going to make the catch at around the 16-yard line with 2:21 to go here in this opening quarter. Warriors got a 31-yard field goal from Arnulfo Ortega on their last drive to account for the only points of this opening quarter. 16-yard line here is where this drive will begin for the Warriors. This is their worst starting field position here in the early going.
Yeah, it'll be interesting now down in this part of the field. Where's Eric going? What are his thoughts on this? He's got a 3-by-1 setup right now.
Hygis, he's got it. He's got a hole. He's got a good gainer on first down again. His first down yardage, he's getting 6, 7. That one close to 8.
Yeah, and when he saw the hole to the outside, he explodes on it. I mean, he's an exciting back, and he's a freshman.
Second and 2. And here comes the rookie again, and Hygis a first down out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. That's an easy-looking 7 the way he makes it out there.
Well,
Alex Abens on the stop.
And they're doing a good job with the zone scheme up front. They're just letting him find the open. He starts off to the right, and he just basically scans back to see where does the opening open up. And the last few times it's opened far left from where he started.
That's a degree of patience, too, that
It
you
is,
don't get in
yes.
young guys like that.
And he's quick enough to get by with it.
Approaching a minute to go in the first quarter. First and 10. Liam Hygis showing the strength as well out to the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 4. Reynolds was finally strong enough to pull him down.
And this is the type of thing we were talking about earlier. This kind of drive offensively not only benefits the offense by grinding down their defense, but it gives our defense a nice break during this time.
Yeah, hydration will be key. I mean, Eric talked about with us this week. I mean, there was cramping issues, dehydration in the second half at Lake Forest that played a role last Saturday. Hygis straight ahead, huge hole, and he's up near another Warriors first down. He'll be just shy as he got to the 40 as Troy Reynolds, again, the man to bring him down.
This is so cool because it's the same play after play, giving everybody the opportunity to see where are the breaks happening.
13 seconds left here in the first quarter. They don't have to snap it if they don't want to, as the play clock is about 20.
There's no wind issue whatsoever, so it's kind of what he wants to do.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. So the Warriors' defense is forced 3 Buena Vista punts. The offense has the football and a 3-0 lead. It's the home opener of the 25th season of Warriors football. Wisconsin Lutheran 3, Buena Vista 0. Back in a couple of moments. You're watching Warriors football.
Imagine yourself here. Imagine making a meaningful difference as a bold Christian leader. Imagine finding yourself and your purpose here, where professors know your name and care about how you're doing. Close to the downtown and the energy of a major city, in a quiet and safe neighborhood. Imagine your greatest adventure starting here at Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Set to begin quarter number 2. Warriors now moving left to right. And Liam Hygis, the carry. He's been the workhorse so far in this opening half, and he's out near the 44-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Well, he's definitely set up the throw, because right now they're thinking that that young man Liam is going to get it every play. So that's he's going to have some fun, I think, when he sees the look that he likes in the backfield.
9 carries for 44 first quarter yards for Liam Hygis. First and 10, little sidearm swing out into space. That's Emmett Hawkins. That's where you want Emmett to catch the football. Certainly, he's got a big play down inside the 45 and another Warrior offensive first down. David Green made the stop on Hawkins.
I think maybe Buena Vista got by with one on the quarterback there. That looked a little unnecessary towards the end of that particular play, and Bryce was pointing that out to the referee when the play was over with.
First and 10, Warriors. Motion man is Gordon. Fake the handoff to Hygis, looking for Gordon down the left sidelines, and it's in and out of his hands at around the 10.
Wow, that was that was right there. I mean, that could have gone either way on that one.
Smith and Rayford on the coverage. Yeah, it was a heck of a ball thrown by
was.
Barbie and right on the money.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And Drew Mears had one-on-one on the backside here and got inside the corner. And there's no doubt that Eric saw that as well and thinking, okay, I can come back to that at some point.
Hygis picking his way left side of the line, lowers his shoulder down to the 39. And even when you're not connecting on those plays, the value of still doing it and not going away from it is important. Maybe not as important as converting, but it's still important.
Oh, it is, because then they're nervous about it all the time. They just can't commit to stopping the run as much as they would like to because they're worried about that.
So it's 3rd down and 6 from the 39. And Barbian to the far side, and the catch is made. Emmett Hawkins out of bounds. They move the chains.
Great.
Coverage on the play by Bison.
Just a great out. Just a great out. He had space. Hawkins is fast enough. The guy's got to give him space, and then Bryce has a very strong arm and just threw it on a line. Nice play.
To the bottom of your screen, to the right as they set up here, you have 18 Gordon, 16 Mears, and 4 is Amac. And they're going to fake the handoff on the fake draw. Toss near side. Mears gets out of one tackle. Drew gets out of another tackle and takes it inside the 15-yard line. Troy Reynolds brought him down. He was the 3rd Beaver to try and tackle Drew Mears.
That was really excellent run after catch, because they actually could have gotten him for a 1 or 2 yard loss. And he shook that first defender and then just did a nice job carrying the ball afterwards.
So the Warriors have it just outside the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 13. Already leading this one by a field goal. Ortega from 31 earlier.
Oh, boy.
What a nice little
What a
juke
jump
move.
cut, yep.
Still on his feet, still jumping, still cutting, and inside the 5 for Liam.
That was a great run. The defensive guy had him dead to rights, and he just did a little jump cut outside, and he was gone.
Harstad stopped him. 2nd and 2. Warriors can pick up a 1st down just inside the 5.
Yeah, they're in a great spot. They really are. Be very patient at 2nd and 2.
And a timeout will be taken.
That's a tired defense right there. That was probably a very good timeout, I think.
11-16 here in the 2nd quarter with the Warriors leading this thing 3-0. So great to be with you. Scott Warris, Dennis Miller. We got Rev Shev down on the sidelines handling some reports. He'll be talking with Tresky, Coach Tresky at halftime and in the postgame. The W7 Productions crew with us again this year. Should give a shout out to Elizabeth Kelleher. She's down there on the field you're probably about 81, 82 degrees, right, at kickoff or so. A little hotter than that on the turf.
Which means it's 91 or 92 down there.
Yeah. The only person that can sympathize with the players, the only people you might say are Elizabeth Kelleher, one of our production crew, and Rev Shev down there as well. See, I said let's wear our black polos.
Yeah.
But I know you and I would be in the shade in the booth, and I know Rev
Right.
would be down on the field. That's why we did it that way.
Yeah, he's paying the price a lot more than we are right now. Nice crowd here today. It's a nice crowd for a beautiful day of football at Robbie Stadium.
Buena Vista taking the timeout. Yeah, we've seen, as you said, if this Buena Vista defense is wearing down here early 2nd quarter, that doesn't bode well for the rest of this game.
No.
Again, the Warriors can pick up a 1st down. It's 2nd and 2 from the 5.
And they're giving them all kinds of space here on this side.
3 to the right. Liam Hygis trying to pick his way, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of about a couple yards or so. And Evan Rayford has been good in this 1st half for the Beaver defense.
Now, they'll likely change on defense, but I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see Eric come up with some sort of slant possibility. The way they were playing that last time, they're so concerned about Liam that they've got to commit more than they want to that run game.
Gordon and Hawkins to the left. It's Mears to the right. Liam Hygis has been the only ball carrier today for the Warriors, and Bryce, little RPO, he's going to keep it, and he'll be roped down for a loss back outside the 10. Lost his helmet as well. He's no worse for wear. And now the clock will be stopped. He will head out, and on comes the field goal unit. Drew Volkman got into the backfield to take down the Warriors quarterback. Ortega trying to convert here on his second kick of the day.
Yeah. Disappointing that didn't end in a touchdown. I mean, because they're certainly in that good position, but it kind of went bad when they were able to stop Liam on that second down drive, and that kind of changed the play sheet after that.
Ortega hit from 31. This will be about a 29-yarder. And the kick is up. It is through. Arnulfo is 2 for 2, and the Warriors take a 6-0 lead over Buena Vista. Almost 5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. We'll step aside as well. Back in 30, you're watching Warriors football.
Imagine yourself here. Imagine making a meaningful difference as a bold Christian leader. Imagine finding yourself and your purpose here, where professors know your name and care about how you're doing. Close to the downtown and the energy of a major city, in a quiet and safe neighborhood. Imagine your greatest adventure starting here at Wisconsin Lutheran College.
So the Warriors have a 6-0 lead. Kickoff coming. Peebles is back. Let's go down to Rev.
Unfortunately, the Warriors are only getting field goals, but what we have done on offense is possess the ball. Last week, there were 2 opportunities where there was. I was in the way. Sorry about that. Last week, the defense was on the field so often, and unfortunately, that meant we had to rotate a lot of players in. Here, we're going to have more opportunities to get guys in, and so keep everybody fresh and keep them healthy, and maybe me healthy too.
The most important person that we got to keep healthy is Rev.
You know, it's not a good idea to turn your back to the field. I've found in my years of coaching. Well, he's upright.
He's not wearing pads.
He's good. No, he's good.
He's good.
He's a big guy.
That was the referee sprinting past him. Oh, my goodness.
My man,
Oh, we're never going to let him live that down.
Buena Vista.
They put the ball.
Buena Vista is taking a timeout. 9:55 to go here in the second quarter.
Did they not?
If I hit you,
Did they not have enough guys on the field?
that would have been a hell of a YouTube thing. But
Rev and the referee having a chat down there. Yeah, I think you may have heard the rep say that would have been a YouTube moment.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a YouTube moment.
Yeah, that could have been a penalty, is what it could have been.
That's why you're you and I'm me. I think that could have been a YouTube moment, and you say that could have been a penalty.
Yeah, Eric would have been really happy about that one, but
that would have been the end of our sideline reporter. No, but Warriors have a 6-0 lead. Things going really well for Wisconsin Lutheran so far, Coach. Both sides.
They really are. We're doing a very good job offensively. We've established the run. You know, looking at the secondary, I feel like when we get a chance to throw, we're going to have some success. And then defensively, we've just put all kinds of pressure on them.
Just 22 total yards for Buena Vista so far. Herrera the handoff. They're trying to get their all-conference running back
There's
going.
Savon.
But Goodwin is saying not so much. Riding Iman Alanis down, he and a host of other Warriors.
Yeah, and the fact that we're controlling Alanis is, you know, that's really a positive thing, because not many people did that last year.
Yeah, the stats right now. 13 plays for Buena Vista, 23 yards. The Warriors twice as many plays, 25 for 110.
Yeah.
2 field goals, though, and we were talking during that last break. It stings a little bit to not have been able to cash in on the last drive.
Oh, yeah, it does. It does.
2nd and 9 here for Buena Vista. Zach Herrera. Blitz picked up by the running back. Toss right side, a little bobble, and making the catch is going to be Colton Brandt, the fullback, out of the backfield, able to reel that one in.
And we had 2 backers on the blitz that time. Both of them made it through, and Savan was able to get a legal shoulder into him just as he's throwing. And that, again, that just takes so much out of the quarterback over the course of the game.
Sophomore defensive back Will Craig finally took down the Beavers fullback. But it is a 3rd down, a 3rd and 5. Buena Vista 1 out of 4 on 3rd down so far in this opening half. 3 wide receivers. Alanis in the backfield, and Herrera steps up, throws right, and the catch is made. Trey Fisher coming back to the play, and he makes the catch. He's pushed down at his own 48-yard line by Xavion Allen. It's a decent gainer. It picks up a 1st down as Buena Vista is threatening to get into Warrior territory for the first time.
And that was one of the few plays, offensive plays for Buena Vista this game, that the quarterback had time to just sit back and throw, set his feet and throw.
Again, they have yet to cross the 50-yard line. They're at the doorstep here, the 48. Double wides each way. Spin, handoff, running straight ahead with a head of steam and then some. It's Mevin Obregon, and he is gone. 52 yards, the first time today that somebody other than Iman Alanis carries the rock for Buena Vista. They gave it to the running back, the junior from Surprise, Arizona. He goes for 52, and now the Beavers are a PAT away from taking the lead.
And he's a 5'11", 165-pound kid, but ran up the middle, low pad level, and really it was a physical run for him.
Just like that, despite being dominated statistically in almost every category, the Beavers can take the lead here at about the midway point of the 2nd quarter. Matthew Beiswinger, the PAT, is up, and it hits the left upright.
No good.
And we will be tied at 6. And a little luck there for the Warriors as Beiswinger hit the post. Nevertheless, a heck of a run. Impressively so there.
Yeah, that was an impressive run.
By Obregon.
Right, literally right up the chute.
Yep. Strong run. So it's 6-6. And now the Warriors will go back on offense.
Well, you know, a lot of times what happens when, you know, frankly, the Warriors have been dominating the game up to this point in time. Now, that was a good play by Buena Vista, but this might just jolt them a little bit, the Warriors again. So it'll be fun to see what they do on this offensive possession, because I think they're doing very well offensively. They just need to get the touchdown instead of the field goal.
Plays have been there in the passing game. They've missed a couple of deep-ish balls, you might say, but they've been right there.
Yep.
7:33 left here in the 2nd quarter.
We'll see what this does for the Buena Vista defense as well. That might put a little energy into that unit that they haven't had much of so far this game.
Beiswinger, the approach. Wells and Smith are back. End over end kick. This will be
kick.
taken by Trey Smith, and it's into the end zone. And now he's going to come out of there with it. Smith to the 5, looking for real estate far sidelines. My goodness, a gamble there. He's fortunate that he got where he did when it was all said and done. Johnny Dickerson pushed him out. Warriors' drive will begin just inside their own 15.
There's a chance that he thought when he touched it in the field of play that he needed to bring it out, which he didn't. It wasn't a possession or anything, but there's a chance that was on his mind. We're lucky we got to where we're at right now to start this possession.
Tie game. Obregon, a 52-yard touchdown scamper a few moments ago for Buena Vista. PAT hit the upright. Hygis has been great. 12 carries, 56 yards. Here is his 13th carry of the day. And he gets a couple before Reynolds brought him down.
I am interested in how they're defending the single receiver. It'll be interesting to see if, because right now they're almost one-on-oneing him in the backside, and I think that matchup might cause a problem after a while.
Here's a toss behind the line of scrimmage. It's into the hands of Nate Hidalgo. And he's out across the 20, close to the first down marker. I think they're going to give him the yardage. Austin Smith stopped him, but yes, it is enough to move the chains. They're deep at wide receiver too, Coach. We talk about Hawkins, we talk about Gordon and Mears, but they go beyond that.
Yeah.
They're all speedsters.
Yeah, they've had a number of people in there already. Now Hawkins, again, he's manned up by himself back here.
Here to the right, and they go Emmett's way, and makes the catch, and then he's spun out of bounds by David Green. Got about 6.
They're giving him a lot of space just because they know of his speed.
Under 6 to go here in the second quarter. A couple of teams looking for their first win of the young season in week number 2 of the college football campaign. Hygis the carry and picks his way to find some real estate and then some. Liam at the 50 nearly stepped out of a tackle. Wow. That time it was Josh Eilers who may have just saved a long Hygis touchdown run, but as it is, the rookie takes it to the 45 of the Beavers.
That was just a wonderful run, just a great run. And you had mentioned it earlier, the patience that he has. He just kind of bounces around behind the line of scrimmage until he sees a crack, and then he's gone.
5:15 left in the quarter. First down, Warriors on the Beavers side of the field. Pitch to Hawkins. He'll get to the 40 and a gain of 5, and that's where Austin Smith greets him.
There was a little explosion in that play. Once he caught the ball, he was going vertical.
Warriors have all 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Buena Vista has burned a couple. Keep in mind, when we hit the 2-minute mark, there is a 2-minute timeout. Don't call it the 2-minute warning.
Not a 2-minute warning.
No, don't say that.
What's the difference anyway?
Well, you know what? I was going to ask you that. Toss near side. Hawkins, first down, spinning, pummeled to the 25, and they'll move the chains again. And again, David Green, the defender, to bring him down.
Again, a great confidence drive. Starting down on the 12-yard line and then just move it methodically up, run and pass both with the determination, I'm sure, that this ends up with the touchdown.
Yeah, Warriors got it inside the 15 on their last possession. Settled for a field goal. From the 25, Hygis again picking his way.
How many carries has he had so far?
He is up to, get it for you here, I got that for 16 or 17 carries.
Wow, okay. That's starting to get into the Justin Parbs territory where they would feed him the ball.
Now secondary coach.
What's that?
Now secondary coach. Justin
Yes.
Parbs. He's on the sidelines.
Yes,
here
he
today.
is.
Coaching hat. Penalty flag.
Delay? I didn't see that. Somebody move?
Warriors have not been penalized yet today.
Oh, I didn't see that. Rodriguez.
That's the left guard, Eric Rodriguez.
He's a big enough guy that you'd think you'd see it. I didn't see that.
5'11", 260. If you think he's big, he's small when he stands next to his left tackle,
goodness.
Nate Nash, at 6'6", 301. Second and 11.
Yeah, he blocks out the light when he stands up. He's a big one.
The Nash story is a cool one. We'll
That
get
is a
into that
great
at
story.
some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Either today or in a future broadcast. Hygis straight ahead, lost the football. And he may have fallen back on top of it, although the Buena Vista defenders are saying it's our football. Nope, officials point Warriors' way, so Hygis was able to fall right back on it.
That's like Pavlov's dog. Anytime the ball is on the ground, the defensive guys always point their direction.
As if they're going to convince the referees.
Right. Yeah.
As if the refs will make the call before they actually see who has the ball.
Yeah.
3rd and 4. Those are the football just across the 20-yard line. We approach 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
It's a big play. They want to get it, either convert or get it close enough that it makes it an easy 4th down call for them.
And Bryce.
Oh, boy.
Into the end zone. There's contact down there. No flags. And then Barbian took a hit as well. Pummeled in the backfield by 54 Bobby Gross, who is a really talented sophomore on the defensive side of the ball for Buena Vista.
Yeah, he played that well. I guess I didn't see a flag, a need for a flag on that particular play. So this will be a 37-yarder, which is still within Ortega's range.
He's mid-40s when he's going right.
Yep. I was watching him again warming up, and he was very comfortable at that distance.
From the 19, or a 37-yarder, we'll call it. Ortega trying to tuck this one in, and he could not.
A little wide left, I think.
Pushed it to the left. And so Ortega, who had accounted for the first 2 field goals, cannot connect there with 2:03 to go in the first half. Warriors and Beavers are tied 6 apiece.
Yep. 3 seconds to the 2-minute timeout, and then I think a little bit of regroup. With that timeout, we still have 3 additional timeouts. So if we could do some things, use the timeouts, we may have a chance to air it out a little bit towards the end of this first half.
Warriors have outgained Buena Vista by almost 100 yards and have a little over twice as many plays run, but it's the backup running back that really has been the difference so far in this game. Mevin Obregon with that 52-yard run to tie it.
And he's back in there, so it makes you wonder, what's going on? Is there a cramping issue or injury to the guy?
Yeah, Alaniz is out. Now Obregon is sent into motion. And Herrera to throw.
On the ground.
And it's incomplete. Yes, skipped it off the turf. 1:59 to go in the first half. Don't call it a warning. It's a 2-minute timeout. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Warriors football.
The world is changing in powerful ways. You deserve an education that helps you meet the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran College. An academic and faith experience embedded in a close-knit community that activates your potential. Preparing you for life's critical moments so you can step into your unique purpose as a bold Christian leader. Take the first step at wlc.edu/purpose.
$1:59 to go here in the first half. And Buena Vista has a 2nd down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Along with Wayne Chevy on the field, if he's not getting hit by an official. Dennis Miller in the booth. I'm Scott Warris. Thanks for finding us on your Saturday, as it's Obregon who's hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss of about 1.5 yards or so. That time, Warrior defensive front, Savon Goodwin, showing his linebacker speed, got there quickly, as he often does.
So this kind of gives us an idea what Eric's plan will be with the timeouts. That was a quick timeout. We still have 2 left, and potentially, and the guys next to us in the booth have the clock gauge to know when they need to call the timeout so they can get the ball back late in the half.
Coming up at halftime, you'll want to stick around. Reb Shev will catch up with head coach Eric Tresky before Eric gets into that locker room and talks with his guys. There have been, it's funny, Coach, because it's been a success. You feel good. It's been a successful first half, but there is a building degree of frustration maybe, in that you should be in a better spot on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think angst might be the word. You're just kind of unhappy about the fact that they didn't result in touchdowns, and yet you're doing what you want to do. You're moving the football. You're having success through the air and on the ground. I think they're going to go into the half confidently. I don't think they're going to go into the half with concern necessarily, but they got to finish the drives.
Also a conversation with Warriors junior Drew Mears and senior Seth Voller. That's at halftime as Herrera airmails one to the far sidelines. He was looking in the direction of Blaine Peebles. Handwork was there on the pressure.
That works great. I mean, that incomplete pass and the clock stops. Now we get the ball.
Didn't have to burn the timeout.
No, roughly at about midfield if things go well, plus 2 timeouts. So we're sitting in really a good spot right now, especially with our skill guys that we have on the offensive side of the ball.
Connor Martin is set up right at the midfield stripe. Beiswinger back to punt. And Martin at the 50 in front of his own sideline before he's shouldered out of bounds by the special teamer for Buena Vista.
Very nice on about the 39, 40-yard line. Great spot.
Okay, so you've got 95 seconds left. You still have the 2 timeouts. This drive is beginning at the opponent's 40. This is, I can't imagine having this set up any better.
No, the whole playbook is open to you. It really is. With this much time on the clock and 2 timeouts, the whole playbook, plus the fact that they go fast. I mean, they don't waste a lot of time between plays. And now they're not allowing Hawkins kind of one-on-one back here as much as they were earlier, which makes sense.
Hygis
Get up to the ball now.
ran into Drew Mears, his teammate, and got it inside the 35, near the 34. Clock continues to run with the 1:20 showing now here
There we
in
go.
the south end zone.
Yep. They're ready to snap. And again, they're covering up Hawkins a little bit more on the backside, playing him a little loose.
Gordon, Hawkins, and Johnson in there to the right, and all kinds of time for Bryce
Just throwing it
Barbie.
away.
And that's exactly what he did. Just like that, it's 3rd and 4. 62 seconds left on the clock, and a game tied at 6.
Now they need to get the first down, no matter, if the ball, they don't have to worry about the sideline right now. They just got to get the first down so they can keep playing here.
2 wide receivers each way. They stack things up here to the right. Draw play.
Nice.
Hygis making a man miss.
There we go.
Picking up a first down.
Sitting great.
Now, because we're under the 2-minute mark, the clock does stop
Until
on
they get
first
the set,
downs,
yep.
just like it did for
Ever.
ever.
Yeah.
Now they'll move the chains, and the clock is put back in motion with 47 seconds left. That's one of the tweaks to the rules this year. Barbian looks left, has time. All kinds of time. Firing at far sidelines.
Oh, wow.
And the catch is made.
I don't know many quarterbacks that make that throw. That was a special throw right there.
And a great catch by Gordon.
Yes, it was.
First and goal. They got it at the 5 with 34 seconds to go. Still 2
Still
timeouts.
2 timeouts. Yep. They can run whatever they want to run.
Mears and Gordon to the left. Hawkins to the right. This is Hygis looking
Touchdown.
to get the edge, and he found it.
There we go.
And he's
There we
in.
go.
And the Warriors ran that 2-minute drill to perfection, and they've got the lead.
Perfection. They're going for 2 here.
So it's a 12-6 lead.
Interesting.
Surprised you go for 2 here?
Well, a little. But I'm sure he's got a reason for it.
Nope. Now they're going to run out
there we
Ortega.
go.
There we
Okay,
go.
all right.
There were signals initially,
thought it was.
too. Yep,
Yeah,
I
okay.
saw it. Ortega missed a field goal last time out, trying to give the Warriors a 7-point lead. Placement made, and the kick is good, and the Warriors take a 7-point lead with half a minute to go here before the break. And for all the frustrations we were just talking about, that, provided the final 30 seconds goes okay for you, that leaves as good a taste in your mouth as anything.
It does. There's no doubt about it. They still wish they would have had the touchdowns early, but boy, does this make it feel a lot better. You feel, again, a lot more confident. And they really, truly, with Liam running the ball like he is, and then what they're doing on the perimeter with the passing game, they just haven't honestly been stopped very much today. I don't know what their halftime stats are, but boy, they've had a lot.
Liam Hygis, his first collegiate home game, 19 carries, $117, and now a touchdown already.
Man, wow, that's something. I remember a young guy for me back in the day, Matt Cale. Those sound a little like Matt Cale kind of numbers.
One of the greats, a Hall of Famer.
Yep. Yeah, nice.
Mo Squibber. And this will be taken by Peebles,
good job.
and he's not going very far. Great job of the coverage team for the Warriors and the special teams end of the spectrum. Dennis Schmidt
Dennis
Jr.
Schmidt, yep. Great name.
Oh, the first name.
Yeah, the first
I was
name.
trying to think.
Yeah.
26
Spells it wrong,
seconds to
though.
go.
It's got to be 2 wins.
13-6, Warriors have the lead. Yep, Rev will catch up with Coach Tresky. I will catch up, and I did this week with Seth Bowler and Drew Mears. We'll let you know about the other games going on in the NAC. Oh, by the way, 14th ranked Aurora is hosting the defending champion North Central, ranked number 1.
I'm anxious to hear what that score is. That's very cool that's going on.
It's a night game, so I can't give you
it's a
one.
night game.
But you'll be able
Okay.
to go home and
Yeah.
throw it on, right? Herrera, little delayed draw play, and this is back into the hands of Iman Alanis. It was Obregon that has the long touchdown run for them, remember? Savon Goodwin on the stop for the Warriors, continuing to rack up his tackles.
They're just going to let it go.
Under 10 seconds left. And that will be the end of the opening half of this home opening ball game here at Robbie Stadium, with the Warriors getting a late touchdown run by Liam Hygis to go up 13-6. An impressive first home game for that freshman running back from Appleton, Wisconsin. He went for, as I said, 117 on the ground. He had a touchdown as well. And we'll hear from Eric Tresky in just a moment, but a spectacular performance by somebody that I know this coaching staff is so high on. Let's go down to the field. Rev Shev is with the head coach, Eric Tresky.
The Warriors with that touchdown with 30 seconds left. Hygis going in from 5 yards out gives the Warriors a 13-6 lead. I'm with Coach Eric Tresky here at halftime. What'd you like in the first half, Coach?
I love how we're controlling the line of scrimmage, both sides. We had one exception, the long run, but that was not a front issue. We just missed some tackles. But overall, the line of scrimmage has definitely been something we've done well.
And what are you concerned? What concerned you in that first half?
We're still in the ball. I feel it's one of those games where we're moving the ball, but we're not finishing possessions. And so we're keeping the team real close to us when this could be a 3-score game right now. So we got to learn to finish, and that's going to be the next step for our football team.
And what kind of adjustment are you going to make at halftime? Anything?
TBD. You'll find out in the next half. Yep.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Warriors lead 13-6. It's halftime. Back to you.
All right, Wayne, thanks so much. The coach, not giving all the particulars, obviously, but he's got to be happy. Like you said, he kind of echoed what, Dennis, you and I were talking about. They're controlling this game in so many different ways.
Yep.
It's good to have the lead late. It feels like you're up by even more.
Yeah, that was to be honest with you, that was a very honest segment right there, because that's exactly how you feel. You feel like we should be up by 3 scores and just feel a whole lot better about it. But that also doesn't take away from the fact that, boy, we've really done a lot of really good things today so far. And it's so significant if both lines of scrimmage, your defensive line and your offensive line, if you can feel at halftime which Eric does and has every right to feel, that they're controlling that. I mean, that's where the game is won and lost almost all the time, is there.
So we have reached the break with a 13-6 advantage favoring the home team, the Wisconsin Lutheran College Warriors. Stick around. Our halftime programming begins in a couple of moments. You're watching Warriors football.
Wisconsin Lutheran College. Academic excellence, real-world experience, Christian values. Discover your purpose. wlc.edu/purpose. The world is changing in powerful ways. You deserve an education that helps you meet the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran College. An academic and faith experience embedded in a close-knit community that activates your potential. Preparing you for life's critical moments so you can step into your unique purpose as a bold Christian leader. Take the first step at wlc.edu/purpose.
Back at halftime with the Warriors leading Buena Vista by a 13-6 score. We'll talk a little bit about this one, get you some numbers in a couple of moments, but let's take a look at the other game action going on today in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Lakeland is the team that is off. You'll find that every week there's one team in the NAC that is on a bye, as it were. And here are the other matchups with the Muskies on the sidelines today. It is Concordia University, Wisconsin taking on Calvin. Calvin in just their second season of Division III college football. Rockford University is hosting St. Scholastica today. It'll be a big one at St. Norbert. Stevens Point is visiting St. Norbert College. Meanwhile, Concordia Chicago battling Manchester, Indiana. We mentioned it earlier, but the keynote game of this week is happening at 6 o'clock tonight when the Aurora University Spartans, the reigning NAC champions, they're currently ranked 14th in the country, and they are playing host to the defending national champions, the Cardinals of North Central College, who are ranked number 1. So it's quite a coup for Aurora and for the NAC to have the number 1 team in the nation, the reigning national champions, coming to your house. And that's exactly the situation in which Aurora finds themselves. And that'll be a later kickoff, 6 o'clock tonight. Also tonight, it'll be Benedictine visiting Loris. And then it'll be Eureka tonight against Greenville. We should mention that Eureka College, they will be the Warriors' opponents next week. It'll be the conference opener for WLC, and it'll be a night game here at Robbie Stadium. So as you make note, and if you're trying to maybe make an appearance here for a game this year, next Saturday night will be under the lights. It'll be a 6 o'clock kickoff, which means a 5:30 pregame show here on WLCSports.com. So that is a look at the NAC scoreboard on this second Saturday of college football. In the postgame, we'll try to get you some scores and some finals from around the conference. Here again at half, it's the Warriors 13 and Buena Vista 6. When we come back, had a chance earlier this week to talk to a pair of leaders for this 2024 Warriors team. In a couple of veterans, senior Seth Voller and junior Drew Mears, 2 young men who are leading the Student Athletes Weekly Bible Study program, not just for football, but for all the student athletes at WLC. You can enjoy our conversation. Caught up with them a couple of days ago. We'll bring that to you next as we roll on with more of the halftime show. Back in a moment. This is Warriors football.
Yourself here. Imagine making a meaningful difference as a bold Christian leader. Imagine finding yourself and your purpose here, where professors know your name and care about how you're doing. Close to the downtown and the energy of a major city, in a quiet and safe neighborhood. Imagine your greatest adventure starting here at Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Hey folks, welcome inside the Halftime Report. Scott Warris will get you caught up on some stats and a recap of the Warriors and Buena Vista in the first half in just a couple of moments, but pleased here at halftime to be joined by a pair of Warriors in our Halftime Spotlight feature interview. We have Drew Mears on my left, your right, the junior wide receiver, and on my right, Seth Voller, the senior running back. Drew, Seth, guys, thanks for giving us a couple of moments. Let's step back for just a second. And Drew, I'll start with you. Tell the folks at home first about who you are, where you're from, and what you're studying right now.
My name is Drew Mears. I'm a junior here at WLC. I'm from Appleton, Wisconsin. Went to Fox Valley with Seth. And I'm studying marketing in Spanish.
Okay, very good. And Seth, the career path you're on.
Yeah, my name is Seth Voller. I'm also from Appleton, Wisconsin. Like Drew said, I also attended Fox Valley. I'm currently studying marketing and finance and hoping to go into corporate sales.
One of the reasons that we're talking with these guys this weekend is because you guys have kind of spearheaded something really cool, and it's something the program has been doing for a number of years, and that's a weekly Bible study, student-athlete-led Bible study every Wednesday night. And Seth, you're the senior. Talk about maybe how this started, or at least what got you interested to kind of spearhead it all a few years ago.
Yeah, so when I first started off here, there was a junior at the time named Brevin Jagerlander who was running it every Monday night. And just going to those Bible studies every single week was really awesome, getting to learn through my faith and walk through my faith as well. And towards the end of my freshman year, it's like, hey, when I'm done here next year, would you want to take over? So last fall, I ended up taking over kind of as the secondary guy and been nonstop ever since, and just really enjoyed connecting with all the student athletes on campus.
How has it grown in your time here and now under your leadership?
Oh, man, I remember my freshman year, we probably had 30 to 40 kids max, and we've already had two. We've had two this year already, and having almost 70 kids at both, which has been really awesome to see just how much it's grown. The word of mouth, just announcements, and just working with Pastor Wardell every single week.
You know, Drew, it's interesting. I think when something like this, which is obviously very special, is student-led, then almost I imagine maybe attracts more guys than it otherwise would, knowing that it's just the team, it's just the players that are running the whole ship.
Yeah, it's pretty much anyone, just any athlete. Obviously, it's student athlete, but we really accept anybody. It's open Bible study. We love to be super comfortable, like we're not behind a pulpit preaching. We're both in chairs, just very comfortable on the level, so we can just go back and forth and have that fellowship.
What are some of the great memories maybe that you guys have made during these Bible studies, maybe some of the topics covered? I imagine it's really been able to strike home and serve with a lot of not only your teammates, but like you said, this is something that's open to all the student athletes here at WLC.
Now, me and my buddies just have a tradition. We just, after every Bible study, we go on the woo and just eat some food. So it's just the fellowship of it, just hanging out with friends and other fellow athletes, just enjoying the time together, because obviously it's good to be in the Word in Bible study, but just hanging out with friends, especially in the chapel, the Word of God. So, yeah.
Talk about your leadership role maybe with Warriors football. I know the two of you go back to Fox Valley Lutheran high school days a little bit, so you had a connection already, but what type of leader are you, and how do you find your role with this team this year?
For sure, yeah. I'm obviously a junior, so maybe some of the underclassmen look up to me. And as they look up to me, they not only on the field, but also off the field in chapel. And I also work for the chapel as well. So having that, they look up to me, and obviously leading Bible study as well. So,
you know, Seth, and being a senior now, whether you like it or not, there are responsibilities that come with that, and you've obviously embraced that challenge and embraced that role, but knowing that, especially those freshmen, they're going to look to you for guidance, for leadership. Have you picked up on that too over time?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is a lot of these guys that do come to these Bible studies, this is kind of their first introduction to the gospel. So I can be part of that. That's amazing that I'm blessed enough to have that experience. Not only that, there's something at WLC called Wally, where it's basically an academic initiative for freshmen. I have to spend 2 hours in a study hall setting, and they report to me just so I can check in with them, see how they're doing in their classes, or if they have any questions about anything. So I've been starting that in the spring, so this is my second semester in the fall, just helping out all these freshmen with this new college experience.
Just a couple moments we have left here of our halftime interview. Let's talk a little football for just a second. What is the character of this team? And I know it's very early, you're just a game and a half deep at the moment, but what is the makeup of this squad, this 2024 Warriors team?
I mean, just looking at how we've been in the last 4 years since I've got here, completely different team culture-wise. Like I remember getting here, it's kind of freshmen, sophomores, they're under the seniors and juniors. But now it's more of a, hey, this is where I was at my freshman year. How can I help you? How can I serve you to have the best experience and the best season on the football field?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit off the air, Drew. There's a lot of optimism, a legitimate optimism about what this season can bring this team. I imagine it's palpable in the locker room and practice and everywhere you guys walk.
Yeah, I just love the energy of the team. Just we love to compete, especially during practice, just going back and forth. And just the energy overall is just nothing is negative. It's everything's positive, which is definitely good for a team just to be on the upside for sure.
And these two guys, a big reason why. Drew Mears, Seth Voller, two of the leaders for the Warriors this season, leading that student-athlete Bible study every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Congratulations on what you guys have accomplished so far, and all the very best. We'll continue with more of our halftime show from Robbie Stadium in just a moment. You're watching Warriors football.
The world is changing in powerful ways. You deserve an education that helps you meet the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran College. An academic and faith experience embedded in a close-knit community that activates your potential. Preparing you for life's critical moments so you can step into your unique purpose as a bold Christian leader. Take the first step at wlc.edu/purpose.
Back at Robbie Stadium, where the Warriors hold a 13-6 lead over the Beavers of Buena Vista. First ever matchup between these two programs, and through one half of football, statistically it's been dominated by the Warriors. Wisconsin Lutheran has run 39 plays for 223 yards. Buena Vista 20 plays for 89 yards, but 52 of the 89 coming from Mevin Obregon on a scamper to the north end zone. Tied the game at the time. Warriors got a score there late in the half to take this 7-point lead. But Wisconsin Lutheran has been dominant. The storyline from the Warriors' perspective, Coach Dennis Miller, is Liam Hygis, the freshman running back from Appleton. 19 carries, 117 yards, and a touchdown.
Oh, man. He and again, he's a freshman. I keep saying that to myself. He's a freshman. He has got such an upside to him. And he looks like he's the whole package because he's a big physical kid. He's only a freshman. He's going to get more strength as the years go along. He's got some very good quickness, made some jump cuts that are just really special. And then he has the ability to just bolt through the hole.
If you are coming at it from the Buena Vista sidelines, and we'll hear from Wayne Chevy in a second. Hopefully he was able to catch up with second-year head coach Austin Dickinson. But from the BVU perspective, you're only down 7 despite having been dominated statistically, so that certainly has to kind of buoy the hopes a little bit.
Well, it does, and you know, their coach knows that they've been dominated the first half. But a lot of times the players only look at the scoreboard and see it being 13-6 and know that they're right in the game. And I'm sure he was selling that at halftime and so on. But if they're going to have an opportunity to really do some things in this football game, they're going to have to stop Liam because right now he's kind of an insurance policy for our offensive team because he's able to just get those hard yards that they're going to need.
Yeah, the quarterback for the Warriors, Bryce Barbian, was 11 for 19. He did throw for 111 yards in that first half. No touchdowns, obviously. The only touchdown coming from Hygis on the ground. Zach Herrera, 6 out of 10 for Buena Vista for 33 yards. As we said, Hygis with 117 to lead them on the ground there. And Obregon, a couple of carries and 51 net rushing yards. First half, Emmett Hawkins, 5 catches to lead the wide receiving core, 47 yards there. A couple of Ortega field goals, and then the Hygis touchdown late to go up 13-6. And that is our score here at the break. Let's take another timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear from Wayne Chevy down in the sidelines, and we'll get the second half rolling here from Robbie Stadium in just a couple of moments. This is Warriors football.
Wisconsin Lutheran College. Academic excellence, real-world experience, Christian values. Discover your purpose. wlc.edu/purpose.
Is he not on the? Okay.
Yeah, he's right there. He's out of the way.
Not on
With Buena Vista coach Austin Dickinson about what he liked in the first half. He said he obviously liked the fact that the defense was getting stops. Warriors were not able to score touchdowns every time, but he also said need to tackle better. Gave up additional yards a lot of the time. On offense, he was concerned that they couldn't get any consistency. Had obviously the big run for the touchdown, but other than that, we're unable to sustain drives. Obviously, part of that is the way the Warrior defense is swarming. We'll see what happens here in the second half. It's a tight one, 13-6. Back to you guys.
All right, Wayne, thank you, and way to elude the officials as well for that hit. All right, welcome back to the booth. Dennis Miller, Scott Warris, as it's a 7-point game at halftime. And, man, it's almost like you coached and knew this thing, because what you were saying from the BV perspective is pretty much what Coach Dickinson was saying from the perspective.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was one of those honest interviews that he had with Wayne is he knows that they got to get some things going offensively because they haven't had any kind of consistency at all. Our defense has pretty well controlled that element of it. I think we're sitting in a very enviable spot, and I know Eric's message among many at halftime was we just got to finish drives. We can't be happy with field goals because we could be in a much better position right now.
Yeah, they really only had that one drive that stalled out inside the 15 that you kind of maybe grit your teeth at. Otherwise, everything's been pretty productive.
Yeah, very much so. He's got to be very happy because they've done it both ways, run and pass.
A couple moments left before we start the second half. Again, next Saturday, week 3 of the season, Warriors will be under the lights. That'll be a 6 o'clock start for Eureka Conference Opener. Under the lights at Robbie Stadium, and we'll have the broadcast for you at 5:30 Central Time.
That's a good opener for us to play Eureka. They're a good football team. They have a new coaching staff, I believe. Kurt Barth was there a long time, and now they got a new guys. But we're going to have a good feel for what they're doing because they've got a couple of games to look at for us, and it'll be fun to have them under the lights for the opening conference game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a little pregame soiree somewhere to recognize 25 years? Or is that later in the season?
Yeah,
that is next Saturday.
There is a soiree somewhere. I'm looking really forward to that event. You
are going to show up for the broadcast, though,
I will.
Right? Okay.
Yes, I will.
Depends how wild the soiree gets, maybe. I don't know.
I committed, so I'll be here. But I've been told a lot of guys are coming back for it, and it will really be fun to go through the memories when we weren't playing in a beautiful facility like Robbie Field. We were all over the place for a while, but we even played in a New Berlin Eisenhower for one of our homecoming games, I think. So it'll be fun to reminisce.
I joked with Coach Tresky that, in honor of the 25th season, you should just play a home game. Call up Eisenhower. Play a home game there, just for old time's sake.
I bet
Valley Field?
I bet he quickly said, nah, we'll commemorate it other ways.
That was a hard pass.
Yeah, it was a hard pass. Those are good days, though. That got us to where we're at right now.
And where the Warriors are in a lead of 7 points. Just about set here to begin the second half.
It'll be fun to see what the what the energy is like as this second half unfolds. It's always nice to score right before halftime and then potentially double them up because we get the ball to start the second half. So if we could do that, all of a sudden you really feel a whole lot better about everything.
Wells and Smith are back for the Warriors. And it'll be Beiswinger to begin the second half, kicking off left to right, north to south. Here we go.
Deep kick.
To the near side, and this is Wells. And he's out of bounds. Deep kick. Good return.
That was good speed because it looked like they they had the angle on him, and he did a great job getting to the side and getting upfield.
The guy who tackled him was the guy who has the touchdown run today for Buena Vista.
Oh.
Obregon made the special team stop there as well. So the Warriors' first possession of the second half. Again, Bryce Barbian in the first 30 minutes. 11 out of 19 for 111. The only touchdown for the Warriors came on the ground from this guy, Liam Hygis, who picks up where he left off, and he pokes his way out near the 35-yard line.
Another great run. I mean, it was 6 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, but it starts bringing it back left, immediately puts his foot into the ground, and then veers off to the right where the seam is, which when you're running a zone scheme like our guys are doing up front, all you're doing is controlling your man, and whatever crease opens up, and he did just a great job at finding that.
Bobby Gross made the tackle. There is an injured Buena Vista player down at the 35-yard line. In fact, the head coach, Austin Dickinson, jogs out there as well to peer over the happenings right there at the stripe. They're helping him up now. That's Austin Smith, the senior defensive back from Albuquerque, now into a seated position.
It's good to see him get up to that point.
Offensively, what, I would say alterations, because for the most part it was a well-played offensive first half, but any tweaks, anything you might anticipate from Tresky in the locker room?
You know, I don't think they need to tweak too much, but if anything, when the coaches are talking, the people up in the booth and so on, I think it's more of just identifying what it is they've seen. They've got video on the sidelines these days. That's a new thing as well. And I think that could help them just making sure they're seeing things the way that they think they are.
Mears to the right, Hawkins and Gordon to the left, and a handoff to Hygis, looking to take it outside, and he does, and he's close, and he's got a first down. It's a 5-yard run for Liam Hygis to the 40-yard line.
It's a nice little outside play they got going, and again, they were able to get the edge, and Liam was quick enough to get around there.
Moore's head on the stop. First and 10 for the Warriors at the 40-yard line.
Oh,
Buena Vista jump, made contact. Yep. You can jump and get back, but not if you've made contact.
Exactly. And if you jump, don't make contact, and we move as a result of it, it's also offensive. The offense gets benefit of that.
Haven't had a lot of penalties in this ball game, all told. That's just the third for Buena Vista. The Warriors they had one delay a game, right?
Yeah, it's been a clean game. I mean, it really has. There haven't been a lot of things that you'd point at and say that should have been a penalty or they missed that one.
First and 5 from the 45-yard line. Again, Gordon and Hawkins to the left. And again, Hygis bouncing it to the left side, and good lateral speed, closing speed by Troy Reynolds to wrap him up at the waist for a short gain.
Yep, and he's tapping his helmet, say, I could use a break here. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, here comes his backup.
Carson Kohler, freshman, another freshman from Saginaw. Well, Hygis has
It's hot down there. Talked to President Johnson at the half, and he with sweat running down his face. It was a lot nicer up here than it is down there.
This is second down, close to 4. They basically have to get to the 50-yard stripe. Fake the handoff to Kohler. Barbian looking deep, looking Hawkins. Emmett bobbles, still into the air, and finally falls incomplete. It was almost caught twice, almost intercepted twice, and in the end, it's a long incomplete pass.
Yeah, that would be a fun one to have on replay, because that was certainly a touchdown if it's caught, if it's clean, and wasn't able to bring it in. But the positive thing is you can see that that Hawkins can get behind him. He's got great speed as long as there's protection.
Abens in coverage, almost had an interception a couple of times. He's as frustrated as Hawkins probably after that play.
I bet he is.
3rd and 4 from the 46. And this is Kohler on the carry, and the freshman from Michigan. And they're going to say his knee was down. The ball came out, but after the knee was down, he picks up about 5 or so, and it's a first down.
That was a nice run as well.
Morset on the stop.
Right up the middle.
You have to give credit to the way the offensive line is playing. Those
Very
guys
much.
always get overlooked.
No doubt.
There has been gaps. There have been
You bet.
holes.
No doubt. They're having a heck of a game.
A healthy crew makes a happy Mike Fossum, offensive line coach, very much. Kohler to the outside, and a first down for the freshman from Saginaw inside the 35 near the 34-yard line before Aiden Gunther bumps him out.
Another nice cut to the outside. Looks like another Buena Vista young man is down. Brandon Ho, number 49, I believe.
It's a 15-yard run. And with the injury to the Buena Vista player, we'll step aside. With 12:29 to go in the third, the Warriors are on the move. They have a 7-point lead. We're back in a moment. You're watching Warriors football.
Wisconsin Lutheran College. Academic excellence, real-world experience, Christian values. Discover your purpose. wlc.edu/purpose.
Still tending to the injured Buena Vista player out there near the 46-yard line. Warriors will have a first
Another
and
good
10.
sign. He's getting up on his feet. Looks like maybe an ankle injury.
Going to need some help, though.
Yeah, let's not speculate, but looks like that.
Yeah, Braden House, he is the junior from Payson, Arizona. I'll tell you what, just looking at the roster and the hometowns for so many of these guys, Dickinson and company have gone far and wide to rebuild the Beavers roster now in his second season.
Yep, they have. You know, he's got their coach, Dickinson, has a very nice pedigree, you know, coached at Mankato State. Outstanding program in NCAA Division II football, and you know they're young, but it looks like he's got this thing going in terms of the type of athletes he's got on the team.
All right, we're set for play here with 1st and 10 at the 33. This is still Kohler straight ahead, poking his way, prodding his way close to a first down. And again, the line is creating some really nice opportunities for the freshman, be it Hygis or be it now Kohler. Morset on the stop for Buena Vista. We've called his name a few times already here in the first few minutes of the second half.
They're going to be a tired group because this is each play. Most of them have been runs and just very physical, and it's hot out there, and they've been on the field a lot.
Second down and about a yard, a little over a yard maybe. Take the draw play, Barbie into throw. He's looking end zone, and he undershot his intended target. That was Jameel Gordon.
Yeah, he kind of short-armed that. I'm not sure what if there's some pressure in his face right there, or at least he perceived there was, but a little bit of a short arm on that one.
Amac will enter the lineup. Emmett Hawkins comes out for the Warriors on this next play. 3rd and a long yard from the 24-yard line of Buena Vista. Carson Kohler still in at running back. Hygis taking a breather on the sidelines, and Carson Kohler straight ahead, moving
nice.
mass of humanity, and then some. Boy, I thought he got caught up in the watch there, and then he squirted out the back end. He's got the touchdown scamper, Carson Kohler.
Yeah, it's outstanding. You know, he's 5'10", and he kind of got lost in the mix. You couldn't see what was going on, and all of a sudden he just squirts out the end, and he's on his way.
Pyle was moving, and eventually he popped out the other side. So the 2 touchdowns offensively today for the Warriors from 2 freshman running backs. Hygis in the second quarter, and now Carson Kohler in the third, and Ortega trying to give the Warriors a 14-point lead. And he does. 20-6, Wisconsin Lutheran. Opening minutes of the third quarter, and they extend to 14. Let's take a break. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Warriors football.
The world is changing in powerful ways. You deserve an education that helps you meet the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran College. An academic and faith experience embedded in a close-knit community that activates your potential. Preparing you for life's critical moments so you can step into your unique purpose as a bold Christian leader. Take the first step at wlc.edu/purpose.
Well, the freshman running backs have certainly put their stamp on this home opening game for the Warriors. They lead it 20-6, 11:30 left in the third.
Great way to start. Right after half, bring it down, score second touchdown.
Line drive to the near side where it's taken by Dolan Pospichul, and Pospichul is going to be wrapped up just shy of the 40 at around the 38-yard line. And for the Warriors, the special teams tackle will be credited to Chris Korb. And now, from the Beavers end of the spectrum, you need something here.
Yeah,
I mean, the
do.
Warriors scored late first half. They score early second half. They have the momentum. You can just kind of feel it in this ball game. Buena Vista, they need something here.
Yeah, they do. And by the same token, they can't panic. They got to do what they do. There's a lot of football left to be played, but they have to realize that they got to establish something offensively.
Kicking team. That penalty being forced from the dead ball spot. First down, Buena Vista.
Oh, that was a bit of a late
what
offsides on the kicking team.
Oh, okay.
A late call there from our officiating crew here today. As I just said before,
I didn't see the flag even go up.
Haven't had a lot of penalties today. So the drive for the Beavers begins out nose of the football about the 43-yard line. And they'll have to move the chains now to accommodate that change in yardage. And it's 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Quarterback is Zach Herrera, the senior, who in that first half was 6 out of 10 for 33 yards. And he'll fake the handoff to his running back. He'll toss near side, and coming back to making a nice catch is Blaine Peebles, the return man. Xavion Allen was there in coverage.
Very nice play, very, deep out. That was about 15-yard deep out. That's a nice play.
Well, they're in Warriors territory. So the first play for the Beavers of this second half results in penetration into Warriors territory at the 45. One score today for Buena Vista. A long touchdown run up the middle by Mevin Obregon. Otherwise, it has been tough sledding. Now the officials stop play here. And they'll get together.
There's no foul for a play crack. Play clock. The clock was not reset.
All right, so they got the clock all situated there. 1st and 10 from the 45. Alaniz in the backfield.
Oh, keep
5
him in.
carries for 4 yards in the first half. Able to connect with his tight end, Gavin Honkamp. Big hit there by Ansack right away, Coach.
Smarzinski did a nice job at rerouting. He was on a real hard rush to the quarterback, and on that boot action, he rerouted quickly enough that the quarterback didn't have all day and had to throw it, and we came up nicely on that. To give up only 3 or 4 yards on that play was pretty good response defensively.
Yeah, just 3 officially on the catch by the tight end out of Spencer, Iowa. 5 minutes gone by in the third. 2nd and 7 now from the 42 of the Warriors. Herrera and company trying to get something going offensively. He steps up, throws as he's pressured, and the catch is made near sidelines, and it's Peebles spinning away from a defender. And finally, Ansek ropes him down inside the 15 at the 12, make it the 10-yard line. 32-yard hookup. That's the biggest play through the air today for the Beavers offense.
Yeah, that was well done on their part. Tavares almost got home on that, or certainly was going to affect the throw. But he did a nice job of getting it there, and then unfortunately We didn't make the tackle right when we had an opportunity to, and he was able to get a little yak afterwards.
Haven't had a lot of missed tackles today.
No, we
They've been
haven't.
pretty sure up
No.
until that point. First down and goal to go as the ball is at the 10. Beavers trying to answer the Warriors score. Here is Alanis, and he'll get near the 5.
This is their best drive of the game by far because they're actually piecing a few things together, not just one big play like they had in the first half. They've had a nice drive with both the run and the pass, sitting in a pretty good position right now.
Johnny Dickerson has entered for Buena Vista. The freshman wideout joins the huddle. Zach Herrera, the 6'3" senior. Trips to the left. Peebles wide. And to throw, Herrera, back left corner of the end
flag.
zone. All
Yeah.
kinds of contact. It didn't matter because Peebles caught it anyway.
That was a good play. They did a nice job on that. I don't know if the intended route was a circle route at the back of the end zone or if it was just ball was thrown short, but basically it caused us to interfere with it, but kid came up with a nice catch.
Fighting through that pass interference contact, Blaine Peebles to make the reception, the touchdown reception. First one thrown today by Herrera. Buena Vista, a PAT attempt here, trying to make this thing a 7-point game again. Matthew Beiswinger to do the honors out of the hold of Dolan Pospichil. And the point after is up and good, and it's a 7-point game again. With 8:18 to go here in the third, it's now Warriors 20 and Buena Vista 13. We're back in 30 seconds. This is Warriors football.
Wisconsin Lutheran College. Academic excellence, real-world experience, Christian values. Discover your purpose. wlc.edu/purpose.
Second half.
20-13. Man, Beavers have to be happy with that response that they just got there.
No doubt. That's absolutely as textbook from what they needed to do. Otherwise, this game could have gotten away from them pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was kind of teetering there, and
Yeah,
they
it
had the
was.
response that
Now we have to
they
do it.
needed.
Another deep kick and drop.
Trey Smith breaking tackles out
Oh,
near
that'll be
the
a flag.
40.
Yep.
And here
Yeah.
comes the laundry.
Yeah, that'll be a flag.
And now some pushing and shoving, and they'll be separated.
You know, you don't like to see it, but you like to see the team supporting your teammate. And that was clearly out of bounds and a late hit and unnecessary. And fortunately, they got a flag for it.
So a really nice return there by Trey Smith.
It's surprising how often that happens when the ball is dropped on the kickoff. I think instinctively when you're running down the field, you just kind of let down just for that moment. And then when you pick it up again, you're just not in the lane, not coming at the speed you're supposed to be coming.
Not that he would ever do that intentionally, but it just kind of throws the rhythm of everything off.
It does. It throws everything
And
off.
sometimes to your benefit. Then.
Yep. Oftentimes.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, out of bounds. Number 34 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Well, that worked out as well as it could have.
Let's check in with Wayne Chevy. He's downstairs.
right here. This might be the most important position of the day. It's hot down here, 20 degrees warmer than it was last week. We'll see how players on both sides of the ball are able to hold up under the heat, stay hydrated, stay healthy, be ready to play. Back to you.
Yeah, that might be as big a key as any X factor you might have. Well, it was Kohler on the last series, and he got himself a touchdown, his first collegiate touchdown. Now they go back to the workhorse, Liam Hygis. They're both freshmen. Hygis, boy, you know, the ability to score that touchdown and what Kohler did on the ground, buying Hygis the time to rest and recuperate and hydrate. Rayford on the stop.
You bet. Great job. You look for Eric to put in the T formation next week with those two young backs there. They're pretty special as freshmen.
2nd and 6. Hygis lowers
Physical
his
run.
shoulder.
First down.
Absolutely. To the 30. A pickup of 7 and a first down by a yard before, again, Evan Rayford makes the stop.
Physical run there. Put his shoulder down and kind of by himself got the last yard or two on that. Got stacked receivers on the bottom here.
Warriors are approaching 200 yards on the ground this afternoon as we hit the 7-minute mark of the third. Little toss near side. Gordon bumped Green the hit, and he got to the line of scrimmage, got back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more.
Little slip screen, and we kind of missed the initial block, and pretty much he was dead to rights on that one.
2nd and 10. Warriors haven't had, that wasn't a negative play, that was a zero-sum play, but
Yep.
they haven't had a lot of zero-sum or negative plays
No.
today, counted on one hand probably.
Yep.
Shotgun snap, Barbian, and a penalty flag. Oh, we had so few penalties in the first half, and now a little different story.
Somebody moved on our side.
Right of snap. False start. Offense. Number 58. 5-yard penalty. Remains. 2nd down.
They get Trevino, the freshman center out of Texas.
Huh. It's kind of hard to do, actually.
He's been good, too. You
Yeah.
get freshmen at centers and that combination with the quarterback, but he's been really solid so far through camp in the first couple of weeks. That chemistry is there already.
Yeah.
So it's 2nd and long, 2nd and 15. Let's see if Hygis can find some real estate. Oh, yes, sir, he can, and then some. And he'll make it 3rd and short as Hygis scampers his way before he runs into the arms of Mooreshead. That's a gain of about 12 yards or so, and it'll be 3rd and maybe a couple.
And what I like so much about that is the confidence that they place in their offensive line and on Liam in terms of just getting those yardage back after kind of a bad play previous to that.
Hygis with over 145 yards net. Touchdown as well in his pocket. 3rd and 3. Kohler this time. Carson has a seam, a first down, and an ankle tackle inside the 15. It was Alonzo Davis that may have saved a touchdown.
Man, they're controlling the line right now. They're just absolutely opening holes. They're knocking people back. First contact isn't for a yard or two down the field.
1st and 10 from the 14. Warriors trying to answer the Beavers' touchdown score on their last possession. Kohler patiently just looking for a little seam, and he finds one inside the 10. Both of these guys, we talked about Hygis' patience, but Kohler as well.
Yeah, same type of runner in some ways. Coach Fossum has got to be pretty excited about what's going on up front with that group. And to have all 5 of them healthy and be able to play together, because that group needs to be together.
Mike Fossum, the only member of this staff who has been on staff
Whole
with
time,
you
the whole
from
time.
day one.
Day one.
Take the handoff. Barbian almost tripped, looking back of the end zone, and it's out through the back of the end zone.
Something looked a little off on that one. I'm not sure if somebody ran a wrong route and they weren't where they were supposed to be and he had to hold on to it. The timing was not what we've seen all day on that particular play.
Barbian almost tripped, and now he's kind of
he looks like
squatting a
he's-
little
yeah,
bit, like
yep.
he
Tweaked something a little bit, but
not enough to come out of the ball game, obviously.
no.
This is still Carson Kohler, flanked to the right of Barbian. Bryce looking left corner, and it's out of bounds. Would have been a tough catch regardless. Green on the coverage, and he was looking for Hawkins.
Yep. Yeah, a little one-on-one, just ran out of real estate on that. Had he been able to make the catch, he would have been out of bounds by a few yards on that.
And so a field goal attempt here for Arnulfo Ortega. He's made a pair, he missed one. He's had an active day here at Robbie Stadium. All-conference honoree, Ortega. 3 times, in fact, in his career. 26-yarder. And he's good.
He has got such a smooth kick. He's just got a smooth swing.
Warriors go up 10. It's a 2-possession ball game, 23-13. They're very high on another kicker as well, Coach. It's an interesting little 1-2 punch they have in a name I know you've been waiting to say, Mikolai Amaya Overchuk. I think they just call him
You took it from me. I was all ready for that one, but
we call him Mick.
We call him, yeah.
But right now it's the veteran Ortega that has been the featured kicker here today.
You know, it was nice to get points. Again, you'd like a touchdown, but the fact that we had the long kick return, we had the penalty on the sideline, we got started with possession on their side of the field. You really need to come away with some points, and to their credit, they were able to open a 2-score lead, and that's what you want to be doing. I think now the pressure a little bit, so to speak, is on the defensive side of the ball to just put an end to this. You know, play like you played in the first half and just control the line of scrimmage.
Well, while Ortega has been handling the kickoffs and the PATs, it has been Amaya Overchuk that has been handling the kickoffs today, and Mick spirals this one near the 15-yard line. It's taken out of the air by Pass Patrol, and the junior from Nebraska is out near the 40-yard line. Decent starting field position here for the Buena Vista Beavers with a little over 4 to go in the third. And now they're down 23-13.
I suspect that, there's a penalty. And it looks like one of our guys maybe said something. I'm not sure, but the referee was looking at somebody and they threw the laundry in the air.
It came so far after the play,
Yeah,
I had taken my eyes off the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would have prompted that because there were no BV people out there.
Number 30. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. That's 30's first unsportsmanlike counter for the game.
That is the freshman defensive back here on special teams, Jordan Miller.
So this is identical to the previous kickoff where a good return followed by a 15-yard penalty that puts them in an even better position. Okay, defense, here we go now.
Beavers 1st and 10 from the Warrior 45. This is as prime as it could have gotten for the Beavers to try and answer. Herrera, and behind him, Alaniz. Handoff, Alaniz.
Nice.
Got through the initial tackler attempt, not the second, not the third. No surprise, Kyle Kubacki did not let him go.
Lace and handwork, started the play, got his hands on him first, slowed him down. Kyle Kubacki came up to finish it. Great start to this drive. The last drive they had started with a 15-yard completion on the sideline. It's a great way to start.
Loss of 4. Alaniz, at this point in the rushing department, is about 4 net yards after that negative play there. 2nd and 14 from the 49 of the Warriors.
Keep him in.
Play action, blitz is on. Kubacki chasing, gets away, and Herrera connects with his tight end
Nice hit.
at the 40-yard line. Oh my goodness, great catch by Gavin Hunkamp, and he hung on because Brandon Ansick, like a missile, put him down.
Yeah, it was a great safety play coming up. It's unfortunate that the Herrera got outside because it bought him the time he needed to find somebody open, but Ansick came up and closed the deal immediately.
3rd down and 4. That was a big connection here for the Beavers as they hope to convert.
And they might likely be in 4-down territory where they're sitting right now, just based on how this game has gone.
Herrera, toss to the near side, and he overshot his intended target on the play. He was looking in the direction of Cashton Craycraft, the rookie wideout from Oklahoma. Connor Martin was step for step. That one was a little high, and it does indeed look as if Coach Dickinson is going to take it, or go for it, I should say, here on 4th and 4 from the Warrior 39.
I think that makes sense because they've not had any. They had one drive so far this game. So they got to take advantage of the field position that they have.
Crowd here at Robbie Stadium, which is a good one on the opener here. This home opener recognizes the moment. They're getting loud. They're stomping their feet on the bleachers. It's 4th and 4. And Herrera looks right, throws right, and a fingernail grab is made by Blaine Peebles. Under the coverage of Namutenda, kind of threw it behind him a little bit, but he made a nice play to pick up the 1st down on 4th down.
Real nice play. Probably the first time I'd say I think we missed a call there. We had a clean blitz coming through, and he was just grabbed by the offensive lineman to stop that. But that was a nice offensive play with the throw and catch.
So under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Warriors lead it by 10. Buena Vista is on the move. They've been good here in this second half offensively. Much more in sync, you might say. Herrera coming back. Peebles the catch. Now forges his way downfield, and he'll take it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Ansick on the tackle for Wisconsin Lutheran.
Kind of a creative little play there where they empty the backfield with the back coming out to this side. And clearly we had a long ways to run, and we were in man in that particular time.
Gain of 3. Peebles is the leading receiver. That was his 8th catch on the day. He's got 8 catches.
It's a good day.
Got about 65, 66 yards or so. They'll need more of that. With a minute to go in the 3rd, Warriors show blitz, and the officials will stop this play.
Timeout, or what was that?
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 12.
Well, they were
Nice.
bringing pressure from their right side, the left side of the offensive line, and that was the side that jumped.
Yep. I think defensively they've done such a nice job with coming from every angle. They've come in the middle, they've come outside. They've just done a very, very good job.
And how much of that is tied to this unique defensive scheme?
That's what it is.
Doing what it should.
Yep, exactly.
2nd and 12 after the penalty, under a minute to go in the 3rd, and Herrera pats the football, throws to the right.
Nice catch.
One-handed catch is made along the sidelines by Craycraft. Another nice catch. Namutenda has been with him. It's just Craycraft making a couple of really nice plays.
Yeah, I would have thought that was way out of bounds on that one. That was a nice catch.
So now it's 3rd and manageable after the nice catch there, again by the freshman from Perkins, Oklahoma. And it'll be a 3rd and 7 for Buena Vista at the 28 of the Warriors. Play clock and game clock almost identical here. They're going to have to get a snap off, though, but it's almost in sync with 5 seconds left. And Herrera blitz up the gut. He's hit as he throws.
Awesome.
And it's incomplete. Pressure coming all the way. Savon Goodwin was there.
And Lanson was there.
Handwork.
Yep.
And Goodwin. Those two guys.
That was great.
Got to start a law firm after graduation, the way they've worked so well together here in college football. 4th quarter coming your way next. We've got a good one here with Wisconsin Lutheran and Buena Vista. Warriors 23-13 in the lead. We're back in a couple of moments. You're watching Warriors.
Imagine yourself here. Imagine making a meaningful difference as a bold Christian leader. Imagine finding yourself and your purpose here, where professors know your name and care about how you're doing. Close to the downtown and the energy of a major city, in a quiet and safe neighborhood. Imagine your greatest adventure starting here at Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Well, we are just about set for the fourth quarter with the Warriors leading 23-13. So great to be with you for our first broadcast, first of 5 broadcasts, and you never know who might be watching.
No, in fact, I'm pretty certain that Mike Fossum's mother is watching. And I told him the other day, I said, well, I'm going to be honest, so you better get the job done. And I'm telling you what, Mrs. Fossum, he is getting the job done today.
Offensive line coach, again, a member of this program since the beginning. Well, it's 4th and 6, and Buena Vista is going for it. It's going for a field goal, I should say. 45-yarder, Matthew Beiswanger.
Look here.
And it's a low line drive kick that is carrying wide left.
All right. That was a good defensive series.
I was going to say, not much wind to speak of here on this day at Robbie Stadium, and a 45-yarder for Beiswanger. Had the distance, just missed it wide left. So the Warriors take over, leading 10 here, opening moment of the fourth.
Yeah, I think we're in. That was an important defensive series to just shut down the momentum a little bit and kind of reestablish what they had going in the first half.
Barbie in today for the Warriors, 12 out of 24.
Couple drops in there.
Move in a little bit.
Here's a handoff. And running to the right side is Carson Kohler. It's been Kohler and Hygis. That has been the combination here today. Liam Hygis with 151. Carson Kohler has a touchdown. He's got 71 yards now.
Wow. Somebody needs to look up when's the last time we had 2 backs with each over 100 yards.
2nd down and 4. And here is Kohler. Got out of one ankle tackle attempt and slithers his way for a first down. It's a gain of 6. He finally got tackled by Nick Moorshead, but he did a good job of stepping out of one tackle attempt. And now clock is stopped for an official's timeout. We have an injured Warrior down on the field.
Big number 77, Richard Steigerwald, is down. Hopefully it's nothing at all serious. Doesn't look like it. Andre's turning him over right away, so that's usually a pretty good sign.
He's the sophomore. He's the right guard from Howard Beach, New York. And they're taking a look at him. Offensive line coach Mike Fossum is out there as well, along with the training staff.
I came out to an earlier practice during preseason and went over to the offensive line, and Coach Fossum had all the guys introduce themselves to me, and that was really fun. But when we got to Richard, there was no doubt that he was from New York. That accent was loud and proud when he was talking to me.
They continue to tend to Steigerwald. It is so fascinating to see how in 25 years the recruiting landscape and how far and wide the Warriors will go to find a Warrior of tomorrow. They're continuing to look at Steigerwald. While they do that, let's go down and check in with Wayne Chevy. Rev, what you got?
Injured player here is Richie Steigerwald. He was out last year also with an injury. Big cog on this offensive line. But one thing you noticed is on the 2 deep, a lot more juniors and seniors, which obviously is helpful. Bigger men, stronger men, able to compete on a higher level. Back to you.
Yeah, that's one of the first things you recognize. And one of the first things that the coaching staff talked about was the veteran nature of this team this year.
Yep. And that makes all the difference in the world. They understand how to play college football.
So Steigerwald on the sidelines, and Hygis getting a block from Bryce Barbie, and a penalty flag is down as he gets it into Beavers territory, and now we'll await the decision here with the flag. David Green roped him down.
Based on where that's thrown, I'm guessing a hold.
Came from the referee too, yep.
Holding. Offense, number 87.
Should mention
Penalty to be enforced 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay. First down.
with Steigerwald out, you've got the sophomore Jeremiah Trepanier.
Yeah, a little guy in there.
From Oak Creek, all
6'5", 370.
Is that right?
Yeah, it can't be. It might be a typo.
I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
No, they wouldn't. You never embellished heights and weights on your roster,
heavens,
did you?
No.
Okay, let's check it. First and 20. Behind the sticks. Hasn't happened a lot today. Big hole up the middle. Hygis nearly broke it.
Shoestring tackler, he's gone.
They needed 20. He got 20 more. Abens saved a touchdown. Well, they were behind the sticks, but only as long as Liam Hygis would allow it.
Yeah, wow. Again, straight up the gut, which tells you that they're controlling the nose, they're controlling the defensive tackles, they're getting far enough upfield with the blocks that the linebackers aren't having a chance to make a play on it. And the clock keeps ticking.
Approaching 13 to go, 13 minutes left here in the final quarter. Hygis lowers his shoulder this time and gets a couple. You know, he's got a nice, we talk about his balance and his patience and his vision, but he can be a hard runner too. He can be a physical runner if that's what it takes.
Yep. And again, I watch him running off the field right now and Kohler going in for him. Again, he's a freshman and he's put together like he's been in the weight room for a long time. So he's able to get those physical yards.
Kohler back on with Hygis getting hydrated. 2nd and 8 from the 48. Kohler tried to find something.
Yeah, wasn't much there that time, I don't think.
A little frustrated as he takes a seat back near midfield. And the Warriors will be home again next Saturday night under the lights, 6 o'clock, Eureka, for the NAC opener. The way the schedule lays out for the Warriors, and I know they're 0-1, but this is a team that I think would benefit greatly by some early success and bottom line, some early season wins, get a little momentum going before the Auroras of the world start popping up on the schedule.
No doubt. Little draw here.
Kohler with room, and he's got a first down inside the 40-yard line.
A lot of patience on that play. I mean, Bryce did a very good job of just holding on the ball, but it was almost like he was getting impatient too, like, let's get this thing going. But Kohler gets it and nicely gets a first down.
Davis, another tackle for the Beavers. Clock continues to run. Warriors lead it by 10. And as they often do, get to the line quickly, survey the front, and then look back and get the call. Carson Kohler. Again,
nice.
Great sight, great vision, and it just paid off in a 37-yard touchdown run. The rookie has his second of the day.
You better look that stat up because we're going to have a couple 100-yard rushing backs here. That was a nice run. Just good footwork, good quickness, and then just through the line.
Liam Hygis was running away with the Player of the Game award, and Carson Kohler trying to make a late run at it, perhaps.
No doubt. Did they give it to two people?
We can do whatever we want.
Or the O-line. We got a few options.
29-13, and Ortega, who has been a busy man today. You got it.
I'd like to comment on this long snapper, too. I know we said this in our preparation meeting, but Elijah Chevy is the long snapper, and his snaps are just crisp and pure every single time. And that, again, that makes such a difference to that kind of play in that everything is on time. Everything's where it's supposed to be.
And that's one of those, and there are many aspects, facets, whatever you want to say, of the game that go overlooked by everybody other than the coaching staff themselves, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this has been a rather prolific scoring second half. 30-13. Seems like a long time ago we were lamenting missed opportunities and missed chances. Both teams have been good at moving the football here in the second half, certainly, and so credit goes to both those coaching staffs for doing what they did.
Yeah, for sure. And what was so great is nobody panicked. I mean, everybody approached it like a veteran football team and just got back to work.
And those offensive linemen have blocked for nearly 300 yards on the ground by the Warriors rushers here today.
Wonderful kick. Right where he wanted it.
It's picked up by Peebles. Peebles He's got some moves.
He does. I have a sense, and I think they're going to be working on kick coverage a little bit this week. It seems it's always a little nervous each time they get into the middle of that kick coverage team, where there seems to be some softness to it with some seams. So I'm glad we're able to control him, because Peoples did a nice job.
And again, one of those situations where the ball was on the ground.
Yeah,
and
you're
it
right.
just throws off
You're
the
right.
rhythm and the timing
Yep,
and the
it
lanes
does.
and all that stuff.
Yep, you're right.
Not that that's an excuse, just a
No,
reason,
but it's true.
yeah.
I mean, that's right.
30-13 now the Warrior defense, which has enjoyed some time on the sidelines, which was not the case a week ago at this time. We'll look to dig in.
Yeah, they should feel pretty fresh.
And a flag, and the play clock ran out. It's always one of those, at least I've always thought, one of those cardinal sins, coming on a change of possession
that
to
shouldn't
not
happen.
be ready to go in that
No.
respect and not be cognizant of the clock.
No,
And
that shouldn't happen.
I think now the coach, Dickinson, is over there talking with one of the FAR officials. He may have disagreed with when it was set
Yeah.
in motion to some
Yeah.
degree, perhaps threw things off. So 1st and 15 now for Herrera and company. At the 20. Iman Alanis. And
nice.
they have
Man.
done such a good job on a
Yep.
really talented
Yep.
back today.
Gang tackling coming in, pursuing. Secondary people are coming up and making plays.
That was his 8th carry. He has 4 net yards today.
Unbelievable.
His long has been 4. And again, last year he was top
Yeah.
10 in the nation in
Yeah.
all-purpose yards per game at about $161 on average. Tossed near side and a little timing situation there. Trey Fisher didn't turn in and break off his route in time, and the ball was short. Coverage on the play coming from Xavier Allen.
And again, you see Nevitt in the backfield and handwork in the backfield with pressure that this defense is putting on them. And again, they're coming from the right, they're coming from the left, they're coming from the middle. It's a great job.
3rd and long, 3rd and 12 now for Buena Vista. Beavers are 2 of 8 on 3rd downs this afternoon. Shotgun snap. Pressure comes from behind, and down
Yes.
goes Herrera. It'll bring up 4th and long. That was Tavares who got there first. As always, Savon Goodwin never far behind, but Tavares was the first man in. They take down Herrera.
That's a Alan Tavares is a cool story. He's a graduate student coming back and playing, and you can tell he's played a lot of college football.
Ice Swinger is on standing heels at his goal line.
Yeah, we better get up here a little bit.
And gonna shank this one to the near side. It's going to take a Beavers bounce and then some. Buena Vista will let this thing roll and down it at around the 28-yard line. Warriors with the ball, leading it by 17. 9:36 to go in the 4th.
Those are hard to handle. Those line drive punts that get to the ground too fast. You can't come running up out of control to try to get to them, because if you mishandle it, all of a sudden it belongs to them. So that worked out. Kind of a ugly looking punt worked out to be a pretty good one for them.
Well, leading it here 30-13 with 9:36 to go, and the way they've run the ball here this afternoon, an opportunity to salt this thing away. They have 297 on the ground. And the handoff and into the scrum. And that'll get them to the 300 mark.
It's like 300.
And it was Liam Hygis, and he was stopped by Alonzo Davis. And Hygis will slowly walk
Got up
off.
a little slow that time, yeah. 300 yards rushing. That's like a 400-yard day or 500-yard day passing.
By 2 guys.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Oh, we got quads on the left now. First time we've seen this formation.
Stack them up to the top. And the toss is to Kohler, and when he
Put his
caught,
knee down, yeah.
his knee hit the turf. And
Yep.
In college football, when that happens, you're down whether you've been touched or not.
Yep.
So it's 3rd and a loss of maybe a yard and a half, 2 yards or so. 3rd and 12.
And that's on film now, so people can worry about it and practice against it.
Kohler lines up in the backfield. They go 3 wide receivers to the right. Mears, Hidalgo, Hawkins, and to the near side, catch is made. That's Hawkins, and the first team All-NAC honoree has got himself a first down catch to the 46. He got 20. Austin Smith pushed him out.
Yeah, and again, that's a credit to Bryce's arm strength, is that there's a lot of offenses that can't put in 18, 20-yard comeback curl type routes because the quarterback can't get it there, but Bryce has got a really strong arm.
Kohler, penalty flag. This one could come back as Kohler races down the right sideline. A second penalty flag is thrown. Carson inside the 10, inside the 5, and pushed out near the 2. But multiple flags thrown as that play was unfolding.
Yeah, it's too bad. Again, I'm guessing it's a hold. That's a, 55-yard run called back.
Here today, get this, Coach.
We have 2 fouls going on the
Oh, we'll
same
get in
team.
a second here.
Holding, number 62. That penalty will be declined. Holding. Offense. Number 76. That penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. First down.
Carson Kohler has now outrushed Liam Hygis.
Really?
Well, they're going to take that back. So, no, they won't. Sorry. So they had that run in there, and now they're going to take it back.
Wow.
But they're getting neck and neck. That's
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
are. Yeah, that's just great.
Well, by the end, that might be the case. I may have
Yeah,
jumped the gun there a
that's
little
just great.
bit. They added that long run a moment ago.
Well, and they've done they've been diverse today. They've had inside running, they have outside running. They've had some draws in there. It's just been really fun to watch.
About 45 yards short of Hygis is Kohler as Carson Kohler squeezes his way near the 40, knocked down at the 39-yard line. As I said, he may get there. Ryan Hosick on the stop for Buena Vista.
It's very possible right now. The offensive guys are getting a little tired too. They've been out there a lot.
I mean, the fact that you have 2 freshman running backs that are going to be, well, they're well over 100 each way. I mean,
Yeah.
that hasn't happened often,
No.
if ever.
No.
Second and long, 2nd and 17, back at the 39-yard line. Take the handoff.
There it is.
Going down the center
There-
seam, and
there it
it's
is.
in and out of the hands of Emmett Hawkins. Tough to tell from our angle whether or not Josh Eilers may have gotten a finger on it or
Yeah.
what, but
Yeah.
that may have thrown it off the timing and the synchronicity of the play, if not.
Yep, you just don't know. Going back to your comment, I know, again, it's 25-year anniversary, so you can talk about stuff like this, but I know Larry Harrell and Jesse Muldrow,
Thunder and Lightning.
Thunder and Lightning, had a couple of games, actually, where they were both over 100 yards.
But were they both freshmen? When
No,
did
they
it?
weren't. Well,
the
that's,
thing.
oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
got me on that. There's no doubt about that.
3rd and 17, 39. Barbian steps up, flushed, and he connects with Colin Amack. The senior from Aguadago, close to a first down. He picked up about 15 yards or so. That's when Drew Volkman pushed him out just shy of the stick.
You might see the first real punt of the game here.
Barbian is still out there. Eric Tresky thinking about it here, and it looks like we will indeed have our first, you said true punt?
True punt, yeah. The other one was real.
Warriors
but,
had one punt in the first half, but it was
Barbian.
Bryce. It was the
Yeah.
quarterback that ended
Yeah.
up doing it. Warriors are going to take a timeout here and talk it over. It's 4th and 2 from the 46 of Buena Vista.
With 6 minutes left. Sitting in a pretty good spot right now.
Yeah. Post game, Wayne Chevy will catch up with Eric Tresky, and if the Warriors hang on over the next 6:14 and win this one, we will chat with a member of the victorious Warriors themselves. And we have a couple of candidates, you might say.
Yeah, you do. You know, this is a fast game. I mean, I'm looking at my watch, and it's 3:17, but that's what 300 yards of rushing does for you.
Buena Vista will get into conference play next week themselves. American Rivers Conference, they will play Loris, the Dewhawks, in the ARC. Warriors will visit Buena Vista next year, Storm Lake, Iowa, Central Iowa. A beautiful football field. Have you ever been to their complex?
No, I've not, but I've seen pictures of it. It looks beautiful.
There's a lake, and
Yeah.
I mean a lake, a massive body of water that is, I don't know, maybe 50 yards beyond one of the end zones. Now Buena Vista calls a timeout. You want a timeout? We'll take a timeout, and they will. Yeah, it seems like a real gorgeous setting for football.
Yeah. Yeah, when I looked at the pictures, I went, wow, that's beautiful. And Storm Lake actually is a nice, I've been through there, you know, just driving, and it's a nice area.
Now, would the fisherman, Dennis Miller, would you fish Storm Lake? Or isn't that conducive to the fly fishing, which is what you kind of do?
No, I like more rivers and streams and that sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, if I'm forced to, I'll fish a lake, but no.
I just love the fact that, didn't you tell me for like your entire life, football, you didn't fish ever?
Oh, no, in fact, even more important, my father-in-law owned a fishing resort in northern Minnesota.
Oh, so you did fish?
I never fished.
Oh, no, that's what I thought.
And he wanted a divorce out of us almost. I mean, he wanted a son-in-law that fished. But
the minute you retire...
Well, yeah, before, because I knew I was going to retire and I had to do something.
Can't get you out of the stream. If you weren't in the booth, you'd be in the stream right now.
Yeah, exactly.
On a beautiful Saturday. All right.
This is interesting. Wildcat here right now.
4th and 2. This is Hygis.
Nice.
Liam Hygis stretching his way on the Wildcat snap. It is a first down. The Warriors will keep possession.
Very nice.
And the clock will continue to roll. Austin Smith on the ankle tackle of Liam.
And Liam was a quarterback also in high school, so that kind of fits into his skill set. There's no doubt about that. What a nice play, because we get to keep possession, and it's under 6 minutes now.
And they still have not had a real punt.
They've not had a real punt. Usually that bodes well.
1st and 10. In no hurry here with 5.5 to go. Carson Kohler picking his way through the line. He finds something down the center of the field again.
Yep.
Austin Smith may have saved a touchdown for Buena Vista.
He is really something with his feet. He is just a quick young man. He's got very quick feet, and then when he does decide to stride, he's got good stride length as well. He's a nice player.
It's a heck of a 1-2 punch, but like we've already said a couple of times, their styles are so similar.
Yeah.
Oftentimes you hear 1-2 punch, you think different styles.
Yeah, right. Thunder and lightning kind of thing, and yeah, these
not the
guys are the
case.
same, or similar anyway.
From the 20, Kohler stays there kind of between the tackles. That's where he has done most of his work, now that he can't bounce it outside. Carson Reinert, the defensive lineman, the freshman for Buena Vista on the stop. Under 4.5 to go.
And that's so demoralizing for the defense, because, you know, they know what's going to be the end result here. They haven't been able to stop them the whole day, and we just keep pounding it down. I mean, it's demoralizing defensively, and I got to feel our kids are going to have great confidence going into Eureka next week.
Trying to even this record at 1-1, and they're about 4 minutes away from doing that. Keeping it on the ground, Kohler darts outside, tippy toes to the pylon, where he is in. A 3rd touchdown today for Carson Kohler. Absolutely remarkable performance by the freshman.
Wow. What can you say? That's just great football right there.
And to think, you go back to halftime. He hadn't carried it once.
He hadn't carried it once.
I mean, everything Kohler has done has been here in the second half.
Wow.
3 touchdowns, 15 carries, $175. Ortega keeping that leg limber
There it
today.
is. Yep.
37-13. The Warriors using the ground game here today. At halftime, they had a 13-6 lead, and keep in mind it was 6-6 until the last minute
30
of
seconds
the second
left.
quarter.
Yeah, that's something. I expect we're going to see a lot of new faces coming in now, which is always fun for everybody. They practice hard all throughout the week with hoping for the opportunity to get on the field in a game, and I think we're going to see that today. Just a great job on really all three elements of the game. We've had no breakdowns of any significance on our special teams. Good kicking, and then both offensive and defensive, save for maybe one drive, has been just outstanding.
No turnovers.
And no turnovers.
It was one fumble, but we got it right back. Warriors got it right back, too.
That's great as well.
3:55 left.
Oh, yeah.
And Peebles straight ahead. Off the bounce, off the turf. And
That was
Peebles
much better defended.
will be
That's much better.
dragged down by Jeffrey Montgomery. Yeah, the offensive linemen have appreciated the day.
Oh, they have. Again, I think they deserve so much credit for what's been happening today because they truly have controlled that line of scrimmage.
Eric Tresky on the sidelines having a quick chat with his freshman Carson Kohler. This is still Herrera at quarterback for Buena Vista. And
there's a turnover.
There is indeed the first turnover of the day. Picked off by the freshman Vinton Martin from Milwaukee. One of those young guys getting an opportunity here late. And
nice pick, really.
There it is.
Really a nice pick. And we're going to see a new quarterback maybe in here. We'll see if he wants to have Bryce end it or... Nope. We got Nate coming in, Nate Griffith.
Backup quarterback, junior from Brighton, Colorado, Nate Griffith.
Seth Voller in at the back. Both those young guys are getting a much-deserved break.
And the senior running back, Voller, part of our halftime interview. He and Drew Mears today. Great leader on this team, and Voller.
And a good runner.
Breaking tackles. He's got a little more punishing style, you might say, than Kohler or Hygis.
He's a big old boy. They got him listed at 6 foot 220, and he's all of that, it seems like.
Davis on the stop. Now for the Warriors, they're going to bring in Tywin McKinney at running back, the sophomore from Milwaukee.
Another load, 215 pounds.
Griffith out of the shotgun. We approach 3 to go. Opportunity for some of these guys, as Coach said, to get opportunities that otherwise wouldn't have. Okay then. Well done, Tywin McKinney, first collegiate carry.
That's fun.
13-yard gain.
Couple offensive linemen coming in. Number 65. Brendan Cruz from Cape Coral.
No hurry here. We approach 2 minutes to go. And again, it's Voller to get the carry. And the senior has some room.
Go, man.
Voller to the 20. Voller to the 5. The senior's got himself a score here in the fourth.
Everybody's excited about that. Look at the sideline. That's respect for a career well done in terms of just being a great teammate and a great player for 4 years.
Seth Voller. Good for him.
Yeah, that's great. Coach Tresky gives them a big hug, and you know that they've had a lot of great times together over the last several years.
Talked about how he and Drew Mears spearhead the student-athlete Bible studies on campus. Great leader on the field and off the field, certainly. And Ortega's point after is up, and it is good.
That's great.
For a Warrior team that had 6 points with about a minute to go in the first half, they have exploded. They've got 44 with 2:06 left in the game.
And I think, you know, as you see how this unfolded the second half, that's probably what Coach Tresky had in his mind when he gave his halftime interview, and that, you know, we just gotta do what we're capable of doing, and not shoot ourselves in the foot. And this second half has been all Warriors.
And we come into the game talking about, and understandably so, about a second-year quarterback, and talking about the deep speed and talented wide receiver. And here, at the end of the game, the storyline will have been the running game and 2 rookies.
And yet you brought up earlier in the broadcast, which is true, all those long balls, even though most of them were incomplete today, it softened things up front because they still have to worry about that.
Amaya Overchook on the kickoff, and Mr. Peebles this time on a line, and he'll be shouldered down near the 30-yard line. And a touchdown after a takeaway, 2 points off of turnovers, the only turnover of the game. And they capitalize. With 2 minutes to go, we'll have a timeout. Warriors in cruise control, leading 44-13. Back in a moment. This is Wisconsin Lutheran College Warriors football.
The world is changing in powerful ways. You deserve an education that helps you meet the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran College. An academic and faith experience embedded in a close-knit community that activates your potential. Preparing you for life's critical moments so you can step into your unique purpose as a bold Christian leader. Take the first step at wlc.edu/purpose.
Not passionate.
2 minutes to go. 1st and 10 from the 30. And the Beavers hand it off. Running straight ahead is Mason Griffith, a senior running back from Walnut, Iowa.
Nice run on his part. That was a nice little burst through the line of scrimmage, and they're still fighting hard and playing hard.
Grissel on the stop. New quarterback for the Beavers is Brett Garcia. He's hit as he throws, and it hits the turf. Incomplete. He was hit by Chris Korb.
Yeah, nice pressure there. Again, that's one of those stunts that's getting home a lot.
And there's a Buena Vista player down. You hate to see this anytime, but it stings a little extra when there's less than 2 minutes to go in a ball game, and it would appear as if the result is certainly in hand for one of the teams.
Yeah, talk to the Packers about that, huh?
Wow. I heard he's just questionable, though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they say.
Oh, man.
I'm surprised. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble in the first broadcast, would you? As we said, next week we'll have a game under the lights. It'll be a 5:30.
Yeah, that'll be a really fun game. Not only under the lights following the game, I think they have fireworks planned and all kinds of things.
Not going to upset the neighbors, are we?
Historically, probably, but I think it'll still be fun.
Young man for Buena Vista is being helped off. The offensive lineman for the Beavers, I believe that is Blake Robinson, freshman offensive lineman, walking off under his own power. A little assistance there. Again, they will have Loris. The Beavers will have the Dewhawks next week. Games get a little more important with conference play for everybody.
It's a nice conference they're in as well. They've done well in the playoffs over the years. That conference has.
2nd and 10 from the midfield stripe. And again, it's Garcia at quarterback. He will turn, hand to Griffith, straight ahead, and takes a couple of guys with him. Solid carry, strong run for a gain of about 7, maybe 8. Clock continues to run with 80 seconds to go, and Nathan Laborde will get credit for the stop. Again, right after the game, we'll hear from Eric Tresky, and then we'll hear from a victorious member of the team as well. So stick with us for that.
Good initial contact, but Buena Vista had a nice push on that, but I don't think enough for a first down.
It was Griffith again, and he is indeed short with under a minute to go.
And they're not obviously in any sense a hurry at all. It's like they're playing hard to the very end, but they're getting this game over with.
Now, Iman Alanis has been brought back in on this play here with 40 seconds left.
That's interesting.
And Alanis will get the carry running right, and he's got a first down and then some. Finally pushed out of bounds by Jesse Kelly.
It's kind of a surprise move, really, when you're down by this much to bring in your, what I would assume is your meal ticket in a lot of ways.
It was his best run of the day, and it comes here in the final minute of the game.
Yeah.
Again, picking up a first down, the clock stops.
I would suspect a throw here. As long as they brought 9 in, they probably decide they're going to.
He sent Griffith in motion. And a penalty flag comes in from the line judge on the near side. First half, very few penalties, just a couple of them.
Yeah, really a lot more in the second half. First half was like very clean.
Only one turnover in this game. That came from Buena Vista earlier in this fourth quarter.
Producing points. Nice turnover.
Freshman with the interception. It was Vinton Martin for the Warriors that turned into the senior Seth Vollers touchdown scamper. It's deflected. It's behind the line of scrimmage. No, now they're going to blow it dead.
Oh, man.
Well, I thought that was behind the line of scrimmage and tipped up and a loose ball and up for grabs. And
looked like a live ball.
Laborde got the deflection there. Eric Tresky asking for clarification.
Yeah, that was a lateral. It should have been a live ball.
Second down and 15 for Buena Vista.
Let Chevy weigh in on that. He's an official. He'd give his thoughts.
Look, he's already our sideline guy. Are we going to make him the rules expert as well? We better be careful. And the snap to Garcia. Turn, handoff, Griffith. Fighting through tacklers, forging his way.
Unless there's a timeout, that's the game.
To the 20. 10 seconds left. Austin Dickinson, I don't think he's going to take the timeout here. Korb had the tackle. That will be the final tackle of the game.
Good job, Warriors.
Zeros are showing on the Robbie Stadium clock as Wisconsin Lutheran, in a 6-6 game with about a minute to go at the end of the first half, they scored a touchdown with about 30 seconds left at the end of the first half to go up 13-6. And second half controlled by the Warriors. An impressive performance by a pair of freshmen. Liam Hygis got it going in that first half especially. 29 carries, 179 yards. Second half, Carson Kohler, 15 carries for 175. It was Hygis in the first half, Kohler in the second half. Absolutely remarkable job by those two rookie running backs. Let's go down to the field where Wayne Chevy is standing by with head coach Eric Tresky.
I'm with Coach Eric Tresky as the Warriors come out with a big victory. It was 23-13 in the midway through the third quarter, and you really poured it on. 3 quick things. It seemed like we were thin at running back coming in. We got some pretty good running backs out there.
We got some guys that really stepped up. We had a feeling the freshmen were ready. They did a great job. Shout out to the whole entire group. Seth, Tywin, all those guys were helping make sure those guys were better, and Coach G did a great job with them.
396 total yards rushing. That doesn't happen just with people running. How about the line?
Oh, my goodness. They did a great job being active through the fit. They were engaged. Big step forward for those guys. I'm really proud of that group. It was an awesome day for them.
And finally, how about that defense?
I love my D, man. They play so hard. They fly around. It's great stuff. With that being said, I want to circle it up. We're going to pray it up with the other team. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you.
Eric Tresky, he's a coach, and coaches, as you know, Dennis Miller, will find things to improve upon, find things to critique and criticize, but it may take him a while to find those things in this game.
They're going to really enjoy watching the film because, number one, they're walking off the field with just a dominant victory, and they did so many things so well. And yet now is the time where the players are a lot more receptive to hearing what it is that we need to do to get better. They're all feeling very good about things, and now is the time that they're willing to listen and learn and say, you know, if we do these things, we can even improve on those problem areas that could use a little fixing. So I think they're just sitting in a great spot right now to really move forward dramatically going into the Eureka game.
Yep, that's the next time the Warriors will be on the turf. It'll be next Saturday night under the lights, a 6 o'clock kickoff. Our broadcast time will be 5:30. But don't go anywhere. We still have some things to take care of, including catching up with a member of the victorious Warriors players squad. We'll go through some final stats, and maybe we'll get a turning point in this one from Dennis Miller. More from Robbie Stadium. The postgame show is next. This is Warriors football.
Wisconsin Lutheran College. Academic excellence, real-world experience, Christian values. Discover your purpose. wlc.edu/purpose.
Even
back at Robbie Stadium, 44-13, the Warriors take care of Buena Vista. It was a remarkable performance on the ground as Wisconsin Lutheran, they rush for a total of, I'll find it here and give it to you exactly, 396 yards. The Warriors outgained them 537 in totality, 537 to 217, including 396 on the ground here today. It was Liam Hygis, the freshman from Appleton, with 179, most of that in the first half, 29 carries, an early third. He had a touchdown. It was Carson Kohler then that took over for him. And this was all second half for Kohler, remember. 15 carries, 175, and 3 touchdowns. How about a senior running back, Seth Voller, scored the final touchdown of the game. Couple of carries. He went for 34 yards. It was Bryce Barbian, 15 out of 28 for 141. On the day in the receiving department, Emmett Hawkins, 6 catches for 67 yards. Jamil Gordon had 4 for 28. Mears had a couple. And Amac had 1. Buena Vista's side of the ledger, Zach Herrera was 14 of 22, 112 through the air. He also threw a touchdown pass. He was sacked 1 time and had the only turnover and interception in that fourth quarter. Leading rusher for Buena Vista was Mevin Obregon. He had a 52-yard touchdown run in the first half. He finished with 51 net yards. Iman Alanis, on just 9 carries, had only 26 net rushing yards. They did a great job on that talented veteran. Blaine Peebles, a team best 7 catches for 66 yards. As I'll turn to Dennis Miller, I know you like a good turning point as much as the next coach. Was there a moment or two in this game where you think that's where the I don't know if the tide turned necessarily, but that's maybe where the Warriors ran away?
Yeah, I think just my first blush on this whole thing as I'm watching the game. We scored right before half, and that was a big score. To get back up the way we wanted to be. And then we scored to start the second half, and it looked like maybe things were really going to start going our way. And then they had their only good drive of the game, and they went down and scored a touchdown. And all of a sudden, okay, we're back in a game again. I felt like the next time we got out on defense, when we were playing defense, the next time we went out onto the field to play defense, it was really important that we reestablish the dominance that we had in the whole first half. So I guess my turning point from my eyes was when the defense went out there and closed the lid on what they were doing offensively. And then all of a sudden the momentum, the confidence, everything came back, and we completely took over the rest of the football game.
Which stands in some ways in contrast to how last Saturday played out when, it's a 14-0 Lake Forest. We go 14-7. We're in it. They come back. I think it was like a 4-play drive, but they had a big play in there, and it kind of took the wind out of the comeback sails.
Identical. Last week, it worked the opposite direction. We got them to a 3rd and long, and they made a big play on 3rd and long and went in eventually to score. And I think you never know, but had we been able to just stop that drive at that time, I even think that game could have been different. So I just thought the defense, everybody came to play today, but that was a pivotal moment, I think, in the football game.
We're going to catch up here in a couple of moments with Liam Hygis. It was kind of a coin toss between him and Carson Kohler, certainly, but as you alluded to, Coach, we were talking a little bit off the air. There's something to be said for what Hygis did to kind of beat him up a little bit, soften him up a little bit, not to take anything away from what Carson did, obviously, but impressive to set that tone early for the entire day.
I agree. And again, it's a coin toss. They were both just outstanding backs. They both did a great job today. But Liam established it early, and then just was a force to reckon with throughout. And he had 29 carries. I mean, he carried the load on a day when it's 90-ish degrees out there. Very impressive.
And on a day where the passing game didn't carry you, but it didn't have to necessarily. And if this offense is dynamic enough that it can be 2 freshman running backs one day, and then maybe next Saturday we're sitting here with Eureka and we're talking about Hawkins and Gordon doing their thing and the others as well, then you've got something.
You absolutely do. And that, man, what a wonderful gift to have is where you can feel like both from a run standpoint you can do things, and from a throwing standpoint you can do things. So, yeah, I felt very good about that. And the passing game was effective today, very effective. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
So we will take a break. We'll come back, and we'll be joined by Liam Hygis to talk about his performance today. A remarkable one, in fact, 44-13 final score. Back with that conversation in just a moment. This is Warriors football. Back at Robbie Stadium, boy, what an afternoon, what a day. 44-13 is the final score. Kind of had a coin toss here in the booth, Liam, I'm not going to lie. Carson Kohler and Liam Hygis, what a remarkable performance. You go 29 carries for $181. Not bad for your first home college football game. Talk about today.
Oh, man, it was a lot of fun. I mean, just had to trust the line. They gave me the holes, and we ran it on them, so it worked really well.
You set the tone early, too. talk about what you saw from the line, what holes were there, especially early, to really kind of set the theme for the day.
I mean, in practice building up to all week, our scout D really gave us some good looks, and then we were able just to. They really were overplaying the strong side, so we got those cutbacks. Got us a lot of yards.
Give credit and talk a little bit about your line, because first and foremost, and fingers crossed there in Steigerwald, but they've been healthy, and health is everything with an offensive line. But what do those guys do, especially against the defensive front, for you today?
Oh yeah, I love them. Those guys are my brothers. They're my favorite guys on the team. They put in the work every day to give us the best looks. So they really opened it up today.
What is the vibe? What is the feel? I mean, you come in as a freshman, and you don't play like a freshman, obviously, but there seems to be a confidence here among everybody, veterans and rookies.
I mean, it's just a brotherhood. Everybody's looking out for each other. Everybody's encouraging, building each other up. So I love the team atmosphere. It's awesome.
Okay, so you mentioned the brotherhood. Talk about the brotherhood with you and Carson Kohler, because here you're running away with the thing, and then I suppose we can get you hydrated, get a little rest in the second half. And then Carson Kohler comes in, another fellow freshman, and just explodes in the second half. What's he like? What's that bond like between you guys?
Oh yeah, he's my other freshman buddy on the running back core. I mean, we just put in the work every day, trying to make each other better. But I mean, I couldn't finish any of these, so he just came in and got all the touchdowns for us. So cleaned it up.
How would you compare and contrast your two running styles? Because Coach Mill and I were saying how it seems from our vantage point how similar the two of you are in style and whatnot. But from your perspective, compare, contrast the two of you.
Oh man,
Are we way off when we said that?
Depends. I mean, I like to go through people a little bit more.
Sure.
But he's a shifty dude. So,
He is.
As you could see from all the film. So, oh yeah.
All right. Congratulations. You got Eureka next Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you.
Conference
Appreciate
starts next Saturday. Liam Hygis, a Warriors running game that ran all over the Beavers here today. 396 total yards on the. How great was it to get Voller, a senior, at the end? That sideline was as excited then as it was when anything you or Kohler did.
That's our leader right there. Everything runs through him, so that was awesome. He trucked his way to the goal line, so I love it.
All right.
Love it.
We'll take a break, and we'll wrap things up from Robbie Stadium when we come back. You're watching Warriors football.
The world is changing in powerful ways. You deserve an education that helps you meet the moment. Wisconsin Lutheran College. An academic and faith experience embedded in a close-knit community that activates your potential. Preparing you for life's critical moments so you can step into your unique purpose as a bold Christian leader. Take the first step at wlc.edu/purpose.
Back at Robbie Stadium, wrapping things up. Final segment, Coach. Great day for Warriors football, 44-13. Great young man in Liam Hygis that we just had a chance to speak to. And optimism is running rampant, like we said, not just because of those veterans, but because of the young guys. And a lot of people learned who some of these young guys are today.
Oh, no doubt. And I think they're going to get to know them a lot more as the season goes along. Everybody contributed today. And again, we mentioned that earlier in the broadcast, but the offense, wonderful. Defense, great. Special teams, great. All across the board. And then late, when people got to play because the score was what it was, everybody contributed. And that just makes for such a happy football team. And, you know, I noted in Liam's interview that he may not have used the word culture often or at all, but that's what he was talking about. The culture on this football team and what they're doing right now is pretty exciting, and I think everybody's caught up in it.
So the Warriors even their record at 1-1. Buena Vista falls to 0-2, as we've already talked about. Conference play awaits. The games get a little more important now. And next Saturday, it'll be Eureka right here at Robbie Stadium, and we'll have the broadcast for you. As we alluded to, it's under the lights. It is in part celebration of the 25 years of Warriors football, so going to have a lot of familiar faces, alumni back in the stands, and all kinds of good stuff on tap. With the night game, that means our broadcast will be 5:30, kickoff 6 o'clock. Central Time. Will you come back and do this again?
I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Okay, good. I was holding my breath there for a
Oh,
second.
no, I'm there.
Until you said it.
I'm
He's
there.
back. All right. Thanks to all of you for watching here today. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Thanks to our entire W7 Productions crew behind the scenes. Thanks to our spotter as well, Cam Borchert, for giving us a hand. For Wayne Chevy, for Dennis Miller, I'm Scott Juarez saying good day from Robbie Stadium, where the Warriors beat the Beavers in the first ever matchup. It was convincing. They're 1-1, and we'll see you next Saturday right back here for more Warriors football.